You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still lights of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live. Oh.
I'm talking about Shabaka going crazy. People going crazy in this motherfucker. Run that shit back, man.
But it means nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the day. Man made the car. Carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to take us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7 Omega. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Make them happy because man make them joy. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Thank you for joining us this morning on Shabaka's Black Experience and Hats on the podcast. This is perhaps our last episode. As you know, TikTok is getting shut down, okay? blogtalk is shutting down as well, too. Okay, so therefore, we want everybody to call in who hasn't called in. Our haters are more than welcome to also, too. We're being semi-cast on StreamYard as well. We're in the process of looking for another platform. And also, too, we're speaking out there to Denver, Colorado, to our officers with the one and only Brother Che and Coons. Good morning to you, Brother Che.
Yes, Grand Rising. Shabaka, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Let me turn down this idiot box. Breaking story. As we all know, TikTok has been shut down in the United States of America, and all these content creators out here who's making their money, making livings off of it. We're worried about it. We got to get back to our creators and all that old type of shit. Well, anyway, we're going to say to help this morning is because, you see, we've been trying to get our content out as well, too. So, people have not been reciprocated. So I could care less about them. But then again, our loved ones and supporters who are on TikTok, of course, we're going to support you. But our haters out there, we appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? It really has been fun, because we love our followers, we really do, and our supporters. But our haters, we found you quite amazing. We found you quite ignorant. And the regime is taking over. So all you damn, what do they call them people right there? Fascist, hypocrites, and all that. You're welcome to call in too. Please share the episode. Let's argue. Let's talk pleasant to one another. News of the day. You know what I'm saying? Then too, we've been known for a fact that we've been shadow banned. We'll continue to be shadow banned. And the reason being is because they do not like this truth. You see what I mean? And then also, too, we're looking at a cookie jar here on the internet of Aunt Jemima.
Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, the stereotype of mammy from Hollywood, you know what I'm saying? Ass scratching, yassa bossing, and that's fine, okay? And looking at that, we're not going to give this other show here credit, but they stated that Congress has determined that divestiture is necessary to address as well-supported national security concerns regarding TikTok's data collection practices and relationships with a foreign adversary, okay? So, also, too, you ass scratchers, you sorry black-ass politicians, you know who the hell you are, you know what I'm saying? And then, with the regime coming in, is that your Uncle Tom, Uncle Sambo ass is going to get what you deserve. Also, too, we want to pay tribute to the 83rd the birthday of the former heavyweight champion of the world from Louisville, Kentucky. And we all know who he was. And social media is paying tribute to him. Okay. And the whole point that what we're getting at, people, is that Dr. King's policy was that of nonviolence would achieve the gains for black people in the United States. His major assumption was that if you are nonviolent, if you suffer, your opponent will see your suffering and will be moved to change his heart. That's very good. He only made one fallacious assumption. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none, and that there's the words of Brother Kwame Ture. May he rest in power as well, too.
Yes, sir.
And then the cold part about it is, ladies and gentlemen, is that out in California there, they're showing our people who lost everything they had out there and Altadena, Pasadena, what have you. they had one dude, you know, who was up there saying that they lost everything and things of this
nature.
Yeah, they lost everything. And these was black families moved in Altadena in the 60s and what have you out of the main streets of Los Angeles. Turning it over to you, Brother Che. What's going on?
Yeah, so we're having an open mic discussion. Sister Hesepshu just tried to get on the StreamYard. I told her to call in because I wasn't sure if Blog Talk was going to be acting up again. So we set the StreamYard up just in case, just for backup. But it looks like the Blog Talk is working. So y'all are all welcome to call in. The call-in number is 516-418-5996. And press 1 and you'll be live on the air. This is Season 9, Episode 58 of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. We'll be having an open mic discussion about the upcoming regime coming into power on Monday, the 20th, January 20th, 2025. Will this be the beginning of the erosion of democracy? Well, first of all, this ain't a democracy. 2, what will the regime do to Africans on the continent and the diaspora? How bad will the sellouts and Coons damage and destroy the black community on a worldwide basis? Also, like Shabaka already alluded to, we're paying homage to Muhammad Ali's 83rd birthday. Please call in with your questions and concerns. The call-in number is 516-418-5996 and press 1 and you'll be live on the air. Our haters are welcome to call in as well. And this episode is for those that are 18 years of age and over. This is episode 58 of Season 9 of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. And the air date of this program is Friday, January 17th, 2025. All right, Shabaka, I think we got Sarge on the line. He got his hand raised. Is that you, Sarge? Is that you, Sarge? It must be you, Sarge. I'm going to unmute you.
It's not Sarge. No, it's not Sarge. It's the one and only Sarge.
What's up? Okay, good morning to you, Sarge, and thank you for joining us, man. This may be it. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I had to come back for the Swan song, man. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And also, too, Sarge, you know, be advised, we might try to sneak a couple of them more in, you know what I'm saying? Because they sent me something called a bill, and with them, man, being short on the amount of service there is, so, you know, we're kind of like a charity case. And then also, too, Sarge, you got an email address?
Oh, yeah. Let me, well, you ain't got the chat room open now, do you?
Let me see. I think we do, man.
I don't see it. I'm logged in, and I don't see it. I was just sending it to you right now via the chat, but I don't see it. You ain't got it open.
Okay, let me see right here.
The chat room now.
All right, chat.
Okay, there you go. Now it's coming up.
Okay.
All right, the chat room is coming up. So call everybody, Sarge. Let them know to call in, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I'm glad to see that you commemorated Muhammad Ali's birthday, man. He was a champ, one of the greatest personalities in the history of sports and/or entertainment
of all time, Sarge.
Well, that's arguable, but he was certainly amongst the greatest, and no two ways about it. Certainly, I'm not gonna argue that the merits of that, but I will say he was certainly among the greatest. I'd say in the top 3, surely. But when it came to personality, nobody had him beat, man. That man was like he's shown like a star over and above any other boxer, except maybe George Foreman had almost as much personality once he decided to reveal it. And I act like a glowering thug.
Down in Zaire, Sarge, as you and I both know, we were there the night Big George got knocked out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The most recognized figure on the planet.
I remember. But George Foreman had just about as much personality as Muhammad Ali once he decided to reveal it and not make everybody think he was just a glowering thug. George Foreman, man, was full of personality, too. He was just keeping it hidden.
He was, and one of the nicest guys you want to come across.
Oh, really? A great man. I think he's a great man. I think he's a great man. No two ways about it. I love George Foreman.
Yeah,
and then of course, as you know, Sarge George Foreman has made history himself in his own right as being the oldest man to ever become world heavyweight champion.
Ain't that something? After being off for years and swore he'd never go back to boxing. But the reason he went back to boxing was to help his church congregation. That's the reason he went back.
Yeah, he did.
It's a great story, man. You can't, man, it's a great story. It's one of the greatest stories in boxing.
The greatest.
Oh, yes, sir, absolutely. Now, Sarge, I have to get this in. The dump as in human shit and their regime will be taken over. And I know you're happy about that. Okay, 3 people are not going. Nancy Pelosi, Michelle Obama, and there was another one that's sitting out as well, too. All right, and I think it's great. You see, so therefore, the kangaroo court are going to start doing their thing. It's going to be extremely bad for black people. You know what I'm saying? And then also, too, President Carter was laid to rest, as you know, Sarge, since the last time we talked. Although he wasn't too effective as president when he was in office.
You don't say?
Yeah, but he was very effective as a former vice president because, as you know, the man was a nuclear physicist. And a lot of former presidents.
Oh, no, he was a great man. He was an intelligent man. He just was a lousy president, that's all.
And then one thing I will respect about President Carter is that him and his wife, they got out there, man, with that humane habitat program that they had, where they were building affordable housing. You saw Carter cutting wood using the bandsaw. Him and Rosalind was getting out there in the trenches, in their later years. So I definitely respect that man for that.
Oh, as a human being, man, he was a real human being, whatever his failings as a president were. So yeah, I'm totally not going to disagree. But I'll tell you one thing: he had what was a solid achievement he did, and this is something that I think is the one solid achievement of the administration was the Camp David Accord. Getting together Egypt and Israel so they don't fight each other anymore. And they haven't since 1979 when they signed them accord. That was a solid account.
And then, of course, that Anwar Sadat, because I remember the day that he was assassinated in October of 1981, he had made the ultimate sacrifice to bring peace to that region. And as you know, Sarge, and as the rest of the world knows, that the reason why Sadat made peace with the Israelis is because he lost his brother in the Yom Kippur War. Coming back to hands of time, Sarge, when all the
I remember that, man. But they got to give Carter credit for that one because, look, that was the X factor because Egypt was the most powerful nation that was arrayed against Israel.
Shabaka.
And I think part of the reason why Israel was willing to become to a settlement was because actually in the early part of their invasion or their attack, they did quite well militarily. So they kind of felt that they had kind of made up somewhat for their disastrous debacle in 1967. And they said, okay, it's about time for us to end this. It's about time for it. And by the way, I think the Camp David Accords were beneficial for both sides of the arrangement, the Egyptians and Israel.
Oh, yeah, because I would like to visit Kemet, I would like to set foot on my ancestral land, you know what I mean, before my demise, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, you got to understand, Sarge, it's not so much as that we are in Africa, but Africa is in us, in the diaspora. You see what I mean? And then, too, but Brother Che and several others have been doing a lot of research talking about that they came before Columbus, and I have no doubt that we circumnavigated the globe.
We were already here.
Okay.
The numbers aren't.
All right. Well,
we were already here, but we do pay homage to the ones that did come across during the transatlantic slave trade, because I'm not denying that there was a transatlantic slave trade. There was. The numbers aren't adding up, though.
Yeah, remember, only 9% of those kidnapped from Africa came to North America. Let's say that again now. 9%. No. 9%.
More than that.
9%. It was less than 1 million that came via transatlantic slave trade. Most of them went. and Brazil. That is a matter of fact. Now, come on.
For Sarge, because the only thing between an Afro-Mexican, an Afro-Puerto Rican, an Afro-Haitian was a folk style. Understand?
All right, but I'm just saying, I'm just trying to make a point that
because
people the translators was conceived for the United States, and the great majority of them did not even come here.
Right, and everywhere.
The great majority of them, Sarge, if you add them all up, was to Brazil.
They went to Brazil and the Caribbean. They didn't come to the United States.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, though, too, Sarge, that Brazil ended slavery way in 1894. They were the last ones to outlaw slavery.
There you go. I mean, you know, and how long did the United States have slavery? The United States had slavery for about one long lifetime. Literally. I'm talking about chattel slavery. Don't get me started on sharecropping and all that other stuff. Chattel slavery lasted one long lifetime.
No.
That's it.
Okay.
In the span of nations that had slavery, that's a blink of the eye.
250 years. So.
But also, too, is that what had happened, Sarge, but you had the reinstitution of slavery, Sarge, with the sharecropping system.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
Oh,
that's why I said chattel slavery.
Sarge.
That's why I said chattel slavery.
Sarge.
Yep, here we go.
Sarge.
All them Democrats couldn't let go of the slaves, man. Let's face it.
Okay, well, Sarge, you're right. The Democratic Party is the flip side of the Republican
They couldn't let go of the slaves, man. I keep telling you. And by the way, speaking of Democrats, you got to let me, as a Californian, we got to talk about the debacle, the governmental debacle in Los Angeles County. It is beyond belief.
No argument for me.
It is beyond belief. Let me give you a perfect example. Let me give you a perfect example of something that is just hard to reckon or hard to fathom. Now, the head of the three heads of the Los Angeles Fire Department are all lesbians named Kirsten. Yeah. Now, what are the odds of that? The three head chief leaders of the Los Angeles Fire Department are three lesbians named Coons. Listen to me now. That means the LA Fire Department is governed by the KKK.
Gosh, so is the Los Angeles Police Department. You don't get no arguments from me.
Yeah, but not lesbians named Kirsten with a K.
Okay.
What are the odds?
Shabaka.
Okay, Sarge, probably about 1,000,000 to 1.
Yeah. Sister herself.
Man, I tell you, I ain't never seen that. And wait a minute, I got something else for you. The mayor of Los Angeles is one of the founding members of the Watts faction of the Venceremos Castrolite Brigade.
Sister,
of the who?
You can hear me.
The Castrolite Venceremos Brigade.
The Castrolite Rainbow
Brigade. The Venceremos Brigade was originated in Cuba in order to spread Cuban-style Marxism through the United States. It had multiple factions throughout the country, one of which, I'm not saying this is Karen Bass's faction because it's not, but one of them was an offshoot of the General Venceremos movement called M19, and M19 was, wait for it now, a bunch of lesbians who blew up government buildings in the 1980s.
Okay. All righty. Well, you do your research. I don't know what you're saying, but keep in mind, Sarge, okay, all fairness to Karen Bass, Sarge, is that she is just a figurehead in L.A.
Really?
She does not have the power over the city departments there, Sarge. It is the commission. Each city department, fire department, police department, Department of Water and Power, have commissioners, Sarge, and they are the policy makers of the various departments. So they're using Karen Bass as a scapegoat. Now, keep in mind,
no, they're not. I'll tell you why they're not. No, they're not. I'll tell you what. First of all, the head of the Department of Water and Power is Janice Quinonez. You know who Janice Quinonez is?
Tell me, Sarge, when I grew up in
Yes, I'm going to tell you because I done studied this issue now. I don't need... to live in California anymore than I can learn about ancient Egypt. And I wasn't there either. Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Johnny. What about Janice Quinones, brother? What about Janice Quinones? Janice Quinones. She is the head of the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power.
Okay.
She's responsible for. She's the one that was responsible for seeing that the reservoir that would have fed the fire hydrants in the Palisades district of Los Angeles to be filled. 117 million gallon reservoir, and it was empty. Why was it empty? Because they hadn't committed repairs that would only at best cost a couple of $1 million.
Sorry.
And it laid that way for 2 years while this goofball was making $750,000 a year and didn't see to it that reservoir got filled.
Okay, sorry. Let me explain something to you, man, about the water in the city of Los Angeles, and Brother Che is going to have something to say about that. Okay, what the city of LA does, Sarge, is that they steal all the water out of the Colorado River. So therefore, we need Colorado to make more snow so the city of Los Angeles should steal its water.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
They dammed up those dams. They shut down those dams. They shut down the dams on the Klamath River. That goofball governor they got up there in Oregon got together with Gavin Newsom, and the two of them got together and were bragging about how they shut down these 2 reservoirs because now the little smelt, the 3-inch smelt, wouldn't have to worry about going extinct. And then on top of that, Donald Trump in 2019 got there and warned Gavin Newsom about the fact that they were destroying the fire breaks because they were concerned about the habits of a migratory mouse.
You're going to have to call in, sister.
And Donald Trump was telling
Can you hear me now?
You need to get there and you need to restore all of these things, or you're going to be headed for what did Gavin Newsom do? Ignore him, because he was a fascist Republican.
Sarge, I don't have no
Now, do you
respect.
dispute what I'm saying or what?
I know, Sarge. Shit, I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts. You're right. But like I said,
ain't right. I'll stake my life on it.
Screw Gavin Newsom. Screw Nancy Pelosi. Screw the whole state of California. Man, Democrats come and put the damn thing in the Pacific Ocean. That's why I'm glad I moved to Nevada. California is full of sin, man. You got a bunch of goofballs there, and you got a bunch of idiots there.
Rocket.
Yes, Brother Che.
We got Sister put on the StreamYard. I keep telling her to call in, but I think she's having issues hearing me.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I have problems getting on. I apologize.
We'll get back to you. Just be patient, Stars. We'll get back to you. Okay, Sister has something. Please call in at 516-418-5996. And I'm going to continue in educating Stars on the LA Department of Water and Power. Now, Sarge. Now, Sarge. Okay, if you ever been out west, take a tour of Hoover Dam. And here's what you will see. That technically, when you go to Hoover Dam, Sarge, you will be in the city of Los Angeles is because you're on the city of Los Angeles property. It is the commissioners, Sarge, that makes the decisions of the policy of the city departments, rather if it's the Department of Water and Power, rather if it's the fire department, rather if it's the police department, rather if it's Park and Rec, okay, rather if it's general services, street maintenance, and what have you. And then also 2 stars. Crumb bomb on LA County, all you want, you'll get no argument from me because I grew up in the damn place. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Now, the kangaroo courts of Los Angeles County, Sarge, let's turn back the hands of time to the Charles Manson case, the Tate LaBianca murders. Okay, one of your former presidents that you love who was not a crook, okay, by the way, and you know who that was. That was the one and only Tricky You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Tricky, he gets up there and states that he declares Charles Manson guilty. Now, why the hell the who's bringing his ass in the court allowed him to have a newspaper that he displayed in front of the jury, so they had to spend another 6 damn months to re-impanel the jury. Now, the great Los Angeles Police Department Sarge, who was under the chief by the name of Tom Reagan or Ed Davis, I forgot which. Manson, when they hauled him into the kangaroo courts of L.A. County, down there on the, what is that?
I think it was Parker. I think Parker was the chief then, wasn't he?
Okay, no, Parker died as chief in 1966. Tom Reagan became the chief until 1970. Okay, so they had to spend months to re-impanel the jury, plus the key evidence that Vincent Bugliosi had needed to give him the death penalty had sat up there and advanized the division of the LAPD for over a year, which was the gun that he had needed to prove that they used to commit these murders. And Bugliosi said, if I would have had this damn thing a year ago, I could have got his ass the death penalty. So then the kangaroo court of the U.S. Supreme Court had ruled, that the death penalty is unconstitutional. Just like the kangaroo courts of the U.S. Supreme Court says, we're dragging our feet. So, Sarge, I know that you're happy that your regime is coming into power on Monday. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to check all my resources to make sure I got enough money for food, to keep my car filled up with some gases, because it's going to get raggedy. The rich are going to get rich, and the homeless and poor people like an Altadena who lost everything they own are going to be living in the streets. Next stop, like I said, by this summer, they're going to start taking people out here to Death Valley, you see what I'm saying, and turn off the water this summer.
You really going to be mad when the gasoline drops under $2 a gallon like it was during Trump before COVID, aren't you? You're going to be mad as hell. I want to pay more money. Why am I paying so little money for gas? I can hear you now.
Okay, well, Sarge, that's a wonderful thing, but here's what's going to happen, Sarge. Newsom had signed an executive order about 3 years ago to get rid of gas-consuming vehicles by the year 2030. So that's 5 years. So therefore, your vehicles that you got right now, you might as well start taking them to the junkyard. Go give Elon Musk all your money for that.
Wait a minute. You're missing something, brother. You're missing something. The Donald Trump mandate. Donald Trump is not going to accept California's mandate for no more gasoline-powered vehicles sold in California. They're not going to accept it. That's going to be rescinded. So you better look at it. That's one of the things the new regime is going to do. It's going to give consumers choice, unlike Democrats who don't want you to have choice. Democrats want to dictate to you what your life is going to be.
Just like I do, that I put up on my wall that classic line from Al Pacino.
See how you gotta go? See how you go? The red herring on me. See what you just did? I see what you just did. You know damn well that Donald Trump's going to give consumers choice whether they want to have a gasoline-powered vehicle or a hydrocarbon fuel vehicle, or whether or not they want to go electric. It should be up to the consumer and not some little tyrant up there in Sacramento telling you what you can and can't have with your own money that's available to most every other American in the country.
Oh my God.
So let me go on with something I want to talk that was really amazing to me, astonishing to me. And I'm telling you, this is what I want to. This shows you the mindset of California and these raggedy bastards who call themselves the people who govern California, because they don't even let me get this out, Shabaka. Wait a minute, Shabaka. They don't even understand the purpose.
Hold on, you two. Y'all ain't even acknowledging the sister in the room. Sister herself shoot, and we also got Lady Che in the background. Greetings, Sister Hatshepsut. Greetings, Lady Che.
Greetings.
Grand Rising.
We're having problems getting on.
Yes, we can hear you.
We're having problems getting on the StreamYard. I apologize.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sister Hatshepsut. Go ahead, Sister Hatshepsut. Hold on, Sarge. Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead, Sister Hatshepsut.
Yeah, I only got bits and pieces, so I was having a hard time getting on. But anyway, from what I have heard, the fires in LA, that's a prophecy that came into existence. Because it's in the Quran, it's in the Bible, and it's also in the Messenger's book, especially the fall of America, where he said there was going to be a fire that would destroy the whole entire America for the 450 years of slavery. If they gave them, they would burn for 40 years, and they would be sent to hell. He said that in Fall of America and a couple of his other books. He said that in the 1960s and the 70s. And now it's happening now all of a sudden they want to bear witness. You know, that's just to me, personally, I'm not being religious, but that to me is God talking. Because he's tired of people mistreating us, he's tired of people disrespecting us, and he's tired of people killing us and sending so many of us in here out there every day that the angel's going to bow down and be like, dang, what the heck is going on in America? I'll bet. So I think that is a sign that we are living in that day where we have to prepare ourselves mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, because that dollar, like the messenger said, is going down. America's on the deathbed, and Trump is getting ready to come into office. Out of all people, he's sending us into war already.
Yes, ma'am.
Just orchestrated.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you for your input, Sister Hatshepsut. You blazed and dazed and leaned and sheen and rained all upside of his dome. Rumble, young woman, rumble.
Sarge,
I can go with the Bible, the Quran, we've been here all day, but it's all up in there. It was supposed to happen because he is sick of how we're being treated, and he is sick of these house Negroes talking about, we need to bow down to Trump. Bow down to Trump for what? For him to start war? He's the Antichrist.
Right.
Even a white man said the Antichrist will come around this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
are we even studying to realize the day and time that we live in? We're the day and time of war, and I'm not going to let this man, the devil, send me in hell with him.
Right.
Okay. It doesn't take much it doesn't take much prophesying in order to foresee something that was inevitable, given the fact that it is a common feature of the topography and the geography in Los Angeles to have wildfires that occur naturally in nature. It has been going on for millions of years in that region. The fact that you get the underbrush there, you get the high chaparral winds, you get the dry thing, and you get lightning strikes, and guess what? You get forest fires. This is predictable and understood. And you know what? When you do what California did, when you do all of the things that California did to maximize the likelihood of great damage by not doing forest management, by not creating fire breaks, by not making sure the reservoirs are filled, then you can ensure the maximum damage rather than the minimum damage will be done by any fire. It takes no prophesying to understand or foresee this. And wait a minute, one more thing, and then I'll get off. One more thing I want to say. Now, I've just heard, I'm going to give you heard people who talk about a woman is responsible for her rape because she wears a short skirt, and she should have known better to go out there in that bad neighborhood with that short skirt. She brought that rape on herself. Now, we're always told, let me finish this now. Now, we're always told you're not supposed to blame the victim. The victim is not responsible for what some criminal does to her.
Sorry, Sister Hatshepsut. Okay, Sarge, I'm going to bring you back on. Rape is an act wrong within itself. I don't care if a female is out there totally butt naked. You do not put your hands or force yourself on no woman without her permission. Right. Now, if you want to be a rapist, if you want to go out there and violate a human being through the act of rape, go to San Francisco, okay? Go get one of the bearded ladies, if you know what I mean, okay? That got their plumbing work confused. You see what I'm saying? They got a lot of massage over there in the county jail for you. No woman should be raped, okay? You understand? You do not put your hands on her without her permission.
Right.
The act of rape is an act wrong within itself. Those
And the penalty should be death.
and break down the word therapist, and you will have the rapist. All right, Sarge, come on back with it, because I got some smoke for your ass this morning. Come on, dang, dang, dang.
Shabaka, if you would have listened to me as I attempt to make an analogy, you would hear that's exactly what I just said. What you said is exactly what I just said. And you didn't let me complete my analogy because you wanted to lecture me.
Okay, Sarge.
Now, can I finish? Wait a minute, are you going to let me finish?
I'll mute myself. Go ahead and finish. I'll mute myself.
All right, thank you. I'm making an analogy here. Now, again, the people out there who hector us about not blaming the victim for her own rape simply because she maybe had provocative clothing on are now the very same people who are witnessing this fat lesbian police fire chief, when asked about whether or not she can carry a woman's husband out of a burning building, she looks into the camera and says, well, if you got yourself in trouble in a burning building, then that's on you. You're the one responsible for being a victim in a fire. That is almost an exact analog to the people who accuse a woman being responsible for her own rape. Your job, madam, is to rescue people when they are in a fire, when they find themselves the victims of fires. And instead, she says, and because of DEI, then therefore we need to set all that aside and get inadequately prepared and equipped and qualified firefighters in the name of this stupid diversity. And that's the problem with California, among others.
Sorry.
Now, you understand, I'm not saying that rape is hell. You leave it to Sarge, I'd bring back the death penalty for some rapes.
Okay, Sarge, guess what? You fucked around and found out, man. Now that we're clear on. Excuse my language, Sister.
Thank you. I knew you would if you just wait for me to finish.
Okay, Sarge, I agree with you on that. Now, but Sarge, here's one thing that we have to keep in mind, as Sister had mentioned, in regard to prophecy. Keep in mind, we are smack dead in the middle of winter, okay? And if those fires are that bad in winter in Los Angeles, Sarge, imagine how it would have been much worse had it been summer, okay?
But Donald Trump told Newsom that you got to take the measures to mitigate the fires, and the state of California, of which he's responsible for, didn't do it.
Okay, now, sorry.
I mean, what do you expect to happen when this is a natural occurrence that has been occurring for millions of years in this region before human beings even existed?
Okay, Sarge, you're right.
What,
okay,
does it take some kind of great feat of prophecy to figure it can happen?
Okay, now, Sarge, you're right. Here's what you need to do, Sarge. The next time that you go out there to Hollywood, Sarge, to see LA, take a trip over to the La Brea Tar Pit. Did you ever see the movie with Tommy
I've seen the La Brea Tar Pits. Yeah, I've seen them, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
But you saw
I know what's there. The mastodons
right?
and the mammoths and all that, the saber-toothed tigers. Yeah, right.
Yeah, over there in the Fairfax district, Sarge, not too far from Television City, Sarge, okay? Now, okay, the reason why that when they built that metro rail, okay, the reason why it does not go directly from downtown LA to the beach underground is because of the volcano pit, okay? I'm sorry, because of the tar pit, all right? Now, also, too, on Crenshaw Boulevard, which goes through the heart of Black LA, up there near View Park and Windsor Hills, I argue with some guy on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, or some garbage. Hey, we worried about our houses in Windsor Hills catching on fire. We're right by the oil field. Okay, man, you went up there to Windsor Hills and Baldwin Hills and View Park and bought some houses up there in the oil fields in the 50s and the 60s. Tina Turner used to live up in that area. Red Fox used to live up in that area. Okay, a whole lot of black celebrities have lived up there. And what they did, Sarge, is that they redlined that area because in the 1930s and 40s, black people could not live in Hollywood. You better not have been caught by a Hollywood division of the LAPD. So you better have been somebody's maid, butler, or chauffeur, or otherwise you would have got the royal treatment like they gave Rodney King. You see what I mean? And then the majority of the people who lost their houses in Pacific Palisades is hitting a little bit of Bel Air. Encino's on the other side of that mountain that you see every night that old Casper of CNN News come on there that I call Anderson Cooper. I call him Casper. You know what I'm saying? Gloria Vanderbilt. You know, you see, so Altadena, for all practical purposes, is gone. I know two people who lost their homes up there that I checked over the weekend. You see what I mean? And it's devastating.
Can we agree on something here? Can we see? This really boils down to a difference in the philosophy of governance between Democrats, and I'm not going to say because I know you just set your teeth on edge. But I'm going to say the way Democrats govern and the way responsible government leaders do. Now look at the response to natural disasters in Florida, Texas, North Carolina. Not run by Democrats. Wait a minute. I'm going to make my point. I'll be quick. Look at the response to those natural disasters and the relative amount of efficiency and productivity in getting things back in working order. Not because they know there's not going to be hurricanes in Florida. It's expected that before the hurricanes occur, the government has prepared and stockpiled the resources and the personnel necessary to mitigate the effects of the disaster. Now, you see in California, they were just utterly unprepared for something that was an entirely predictable event, and in fact had been predicted and told to the governor of that state by the highest authority in the United States, the president of the United States. Now, what does this mean? What this means is that the rats and the progressives and the liberals, state government is there to hand out favors to whatever protected and favored classes of groups they are, and to give you goodies and to bribe you for your money. They don't believe that the primary purpose of government should be, in addition to defending your rights, first and foremost, the next most important priority of government is to enact and enforce and to implement the police power. And the police power does not mean people necessarily with guns and badges. It means all those things, all the rules, the regulations, the resources that are necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the citizenry. That is the most important function of government after protecting your rights, and that's something Democrats consistently refuse to provide.
Sarge, in the state of California, everything that you just said is correct, okay? Hey, man, I ain't got no sympathy for the Democratic Party, man.
Why do you keep voting for these some bitches? Why do you keep voting for them? Why do you keep voting? All the millionaires, do you realize? Wait a minute, do you realize? Do you realize?
The president.
Wait a minute, do you realize that out of the 5 voting districts in Palisades, California, out of the 5 votes, Kamala Harris got 71% of the vote. 71%. Trump got 23% of the vote, and Bobby Kennedy and all the others got about 1.5% of the vote.
Okay,
they voted for what happened to them. And all those millionaires who lost their houses were the ones that were giving them the most money.
Okay, but Sarge, how many electoral votes does California have in a presidential election, Sarge?
34, I forget, 43, something like that. A bunch.
Okay.
It's got less now because so many people have left the state, but it's the biggest single state.
I left the damn state
of
California.
But it's still the biggest single state. I'll grant you that.
Yeah, of electoral votes. Okay, now Sarge, Now, listen to me carefully when I tell you this, okay? Because I know that you are elated, that the soft, the human shit, and I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, will be sworn in as your president from Monday morning. So expect all hell to break loose. He's already banning TikTok. All these content creators that came on here, ladies and gentlemen, on Cartoon News Network saying, oh, please, follow us, we got to remove our content and all that. I could care less. We've been trying to monetize our content up here at Shabaka's Blacc Experience, and that's for the last 5 fucking years. And all we did is a bunch of people coming up to us talking about share my content. Delete, block, you know what I'm saying? The reason being we don't mind sharing your content, but please share ours is because we're trying to get to. You see, now over there, Judge Jenny Pirano and Harris Faulkner, both those women need to be hooked and booked and thrown into the LA County Jail at the Civil Brand Institute. Okay? Right along with Judge Judy. She belongs in a mental institution, and they got a place up there called Napa State Hospital in Napa County. Newsom needs to go. Judge Judy needs to go. Donald Trump needs to go. And then they need to stay in there until that they are declared sane by the kangaroo court and psychiatrists or therapists, as Sister Hatshepsut says, the rapist. Then you can go into court and be prosecuted to the full extent to the law. This is what the great state of California does for you, ladies and gentlemen. You go out there and commit massive murder. You'll be committed to Napa Valley. You're gonna say you're insane. Then they're gonna declare you to be sane. Then you're hauling your ass back to LA County there on the Grey Goose, man, to go to the Twin Towers, where you'll go off into the Superior Court of the City and County of Los Angeles, and then they'll go on and give you your time in jail. California plays half-ass chess, not checkers, Sarge. And I think we got another caller right there.
What did Judge Jardine do to get prosecuted, man? Just go kangaroo court her in the jail?
Good Lord. We're talking about Los Angeles County.
You sound like Alvin Bragg now.
Alvin Bragg, his ass belongs in jail too. Alvin Bragg.
Man, what do you want, Soviet show trials everywhere? Is this what you think is the right just because your political opponents are in the ascendancy?
Sarge. Only thing I know.
Man, I'm telling you, man, you guys really scare me sometimes.
Okay, Sarge. Go to Los Angeles, go through its court system. You see what I'm saying? Then you tell me, oh, that's right, Sarge, you can flash 10. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, because you got that napkin holder, man. I think the LAPD, man,
I don't have stuff, man. I don't have stuff. Give me a napkin holder. Your ass is mine.
Yeah. So all you got to do in the great city of Los Angeles is flash 10. But then again, Sarge, they're going to look at you kind of halfway weird when it says Illinois and that you was in the city of Chicago. Now, you can't drive them like you can in Chicago, Sarge. You see what I'm saying? Is because we had a relative visit Los Angeles from Chicago. He got arrested. And we said, man, what you doing getting arrested? Well, man, I got pulled over by the police, and when I showed him my Illinois license, there was a $50 bill up under it for him. And I said, and they asked you to step out the car, right? Yeah. They told you turn around, put your hands on top of your head, right? Yeah. And they hooked you up, right? Yeah. And then you went on to the kangaroo courts, and they gave you a break because they know that you was from the crooked-ass state of Illinois, one of the most corrupt police departments there in Chicago, right?
Wait a minute, Shabaka. When I got arrested by that cop in Lawrenceville, I didn't tell him I was a retired cop. He didn't find out until he put me under arrest, searched me, and he found my retired officer badge. I talked yourself out of arrest. He determined to arrest me. You just go ahead and go through what you're going to go through, and I'll see you in court. And by the way, I went and looked up to see if I consulted several lawyers to see if I could have a wrongful arrest lawsuit, because all I did was defend myself, and that's what the judge agreed with when he dismissed the charges in a pretrial motion. I said, okay, They said, no, you probably don't have grounds for false arrest because the officer simply exercised his judgment that you went too far in defending yourself.
Okay, now, Sarge, this was in Cook County, Illinois, right?
What?
Cook
I
County.
got arrested in Illinois. I got arrested in Georgia, man.
So you was down in great state of Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I defended myself against an unwarranted assault. Now, the other guy got arrested too, and he went to court, and he got a 6 months probation. Plus, he was a prior offender. I don't know why they didn't actually put him. They should have put him in jail for assault because he assaulted me. He up there made me fear. He made me fear I was going to get a battery, which is what assault is. It's a credible offer of a battery. That's what an assault is.
Okay. Well,
and he assaulted me, and all I did was defend myself, and I got locked up for it. He said, "Oh, you could have killed him." I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Yeah," but who brought it on himself?
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, Sarge. You'll get no argument from me because a similar situation happened to me.
You know how you be in the room talking to your people?
Okay, is this your Vic of CRU?
I didn't know you were here, Sam. I'm sorry. Hey, you want these waffles? No, I had waffles and chicken and stuff.
Okay, 708, last 3600. Greetings and thank you for joining us here on one of our last 3 episodes.
I got to take this pan back. She left me a note. She talked to me. Like, I can't use this pan on this stove. Yeah, it's scratches. Like, she left me a note, and I talked to her this morning. But I love this pan. Like, this is my favorite.
Yes, yes, electric, that's why.
No, it's because it's glass.
Right.
No, it was scratch up the stove.
No one's cooking.
If it was electric, it wouldn't have glass.
Right. So, but like, I was like, that's why she left my thing up in front of. Hello?
Okay, yeah, 708.
Yeah, my bad. I was talking to my pops.
Okay. It's all good.
No,
Okay.
I came downstairs cussing. I didn't even know he was there.
Okay. Well, this show is for mature audiences, 18 years of age and over. That's our disclaimer.
Oh, man. So then I'm 3 times that almost. I'm at least 3 times that. My daughter is 23, so.
Okay, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Chicago. It's me, CRU.
My kind of town.
Is that
Chicago
you, Shabaka? Is that you, Shabaka?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this me, CRU. I'll be in the chat.
Oh, okay, CRU. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, Ray Allen.
Okay, yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. What we're going to try to do, man, we're going to try to put some more shows on because Blog Talk is getting ready to shut down. And we got the one and only Sarge here with us. He's been a contributor over the years. We always argue with Sarge. Sarge is Sarge. We also too have the one and only Sister Hesep. She's been a great contributor to our platform and on our last few months and the last year in existence, okay? And we are looking for another platform to take this to. And then, of course, as you know, TikTok, it's been banned in the United States, and all these content creators out here. Yeah, and they all scrambling around. Download our content. Download our content.
You want my bite.
Oh, yeah. And so we've been trying to do the same thing with our content, to expand our platform as well.
I feel violated now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, so most definitely, man, so we researching that, and we most definitely appreciate you calling in, CRU, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and what have
look, I called in, Shabaka, I called in about, like the self-defense stuff. You getting, I've been in self-defense,
absolutely, like the referee says, protect yourself at all times.
Jesse know my story. Jesse knew me before I went through it.
Oh, okay. All righty. Okay. And happy birthday.
It's one white supremacist down. They're missing a white supremacist thanks to me. But it was self-defense. And I got all white jury said I was acting in self-defense.
Oh, okay. Well, now that's a first right there, CRU.
In North Dakota.
What I'm saying? I defended myself in L.A. County, and L.A. County says we need all your guns, we need all your knives, we need all your elements, and I think they hit me with 2 years probation.
Oh, they ain't hit me with nothing. They said I was not guilty. They said, well, that's the first time you shot your gun. Well, that's when you shot your gun, and you needed to shoot it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, they said, okay.
Okay, now the things about the kangaroo courts of Los Angeles County is that kangaroo courts of Los Angeles County will overcharge you with 5 felonies to get you to cop to 1 misdemeanor. And this is why the great county of Los Angeles has a 94% conviction rate. Okay.
So, but you know, Shabaka, you know what they try to do?
What's that?
In the middle of the trial, they try to give me 13 years. Say, oh, well, we'll give you this. We'll give you the lesser charge. And they try to charge me with the lesser charge afterwards. I said, no. Y'all charge me with this whole thing. I don't want no lesser charges. Charge me with this whole thing.
Okay. Okay.
And guess what? They couldn't do me on the whole thing.
Okay, so you beat it. All right, beautiful.
Damn straight with an all-white jury.
Oh, okay. Then there must have been some nice
it was a white guy. It was a white guy who I defended myself against.
Oh, really? Okay.
In Fargo, North Dakota.
In North Dakota? Up there in that cowboy state? Whoa.
So that's what I'm telling you. I know self-defense.
Yes, sir. And like the referee says, protect yourself at all times. Now, what do you got to say about that?
That's the only reason I called in, Shabaka. That's the only reason I called in. Because defend yourself, dog. Keep your power tools. Keep your shit. Don't start no shit, but finish this shit.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Now, here's something for you. I don't know about the great state of Nevada here. I think that in the other counties of Nevada, like when you get out into the boondocks, as they call them, that you can open carry in Nevada except for Clark County. And I've asked one of the deputies here, how come you can't open carry in Clark County? They said it's because you're getting all these individuals and elements off of Interstate 15. And guess where Interstate 15 ends and starts at, people? You guessed it, California. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So far I haven't had too many problems out here. And I remember when I first moved out here, I had expired tags on California plates. And so they pulled me, driver's license, what have you, in Nevada. So the deputy stated his probable cause. He did not put his hand on a weapon. You know what I'm saying?
What probable cause?
Okay, I was on expired plates from California, but I went to
that was the probable cause. Okay.
Right, and I got the temporary paperwork from the state of Nevada until I converted the vehicle totally to Nevada.
So
he didn't search the car.
There was no probable cause. There was no probable cause.
If
you had temporary plates, there was no probable cause.
No. See, now here's the deal. In California, when you're in the process of registering your car, they give you a bright red sticker that you put in the rear window. But in Nevada, by its state law, you got to put that temporary permit in the front window. So when he saw the temporary permit in the front window, he says, okay, you're good to go. You're in the process of transferring the vehicle, and he explained the probable cause. He didn't tell me to step out.
If he said you're good to go, then he didn't have no probable cause. That's the point.
If
he saw the shit that you had in California, and then you in Nevada, he didn't have no probable cause.
Wait a minute, guys, you got to understand something. A traffic stop is not a criminal offense. An officer does not need probable cause to make a traffic stop.
Yes, they do.
Yes, no, they don't.
Yes,
now it depends. Wait a minute. Let me finish. No. It is not a criminal offense. Traffic ordinances are not criminal offenses. They are civil offenses, and you do not need probable cause to make a traffic stop. I did this job for 23 years. I know. And I know what Supreme Court rulings on the matter are. And I'm telling you right now, a traffic stop, you don't, probable cause is that set of circumstances which would cause a reasonable person or a reasonable officer to believe a criminal offense has been or is about to be committed, and the person that is the object of the investigation has committed it. That's what probable cause means.
Okay.
And you don't need that for a traffic stop.
Yes, you do.
No, you sir. Okay, whatever. You can believe what you want. You don't. Tell you right now, you don't. Now, wait a minute. Now, I'm going to make allowances for different states. Different states may set a higher bar for an. I don't know every state. The ones that I know: Indiana, Illinois, Georgia, Kentucky, Missouri. In all of those states, the only thing an officer needs to make a stop in most of them is simply that they witnessed an offense or they believe something was amiss with the registration. That's all. They don't need probable cause.
Right. So amiss with the registration or
but that's not probable cause, sir. It's not a criminal offense.
But listen. Please. That is an offense.
Yes, but it's not a criminal. Probable causes for criminal offenses.
Okay.
You got to make the distinction. It's a completely separate sphere.
So
traffic offenses are unless they fall in a very specific category of vehicle, like a reckless driving or driving under the influence at high speed or something like that. That's a criminal offense. But running a red stop sign is not a criminal offense.
No, I agree with you. I really agree with you. I'm just saying it's an offense somewhere. It's an offense some type of way.
Yes, but you don't need probable cause was what I'm trying to make. You don't need probable cause.
All right, so like I'm saying, if your plates are bogus, or if you, not in North Dakota, that's not a primary offense. But if your plates are bogus or this, that, they seeing you run, it's an offense. So they can pull you over. You give me, it's an offense. That's all.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes, now certain registration. Yes, certain registration violations can be a felony. Like for instance, when you manufacture a phony temporary registration plate. Now in Illinois, that's a felony. So the lowest level of felony there is, but it is a criminal offense to counterfeit a temporary registration.
Right.
But simple things like expired. But simple things like expired registration, that's not a criminal offense.
Yeah, that's a no, it's not a misdemeanor. It's an offense. It's not even really
it's civil. The word is civil. You look at it's a civil offense. Not criminal.
Yeah, like a parking ticket.
Like a parking ticket, exactly. There you go.
You're not gonna go to jail for it unless you don't pay the damn ticket.
Unless you don't show up in court, then you should go get failure to appear. And if it's failure to appear, and they put out a warrant for you.
Right, but the most thing that you're gonna get, like for a parking ticket, is $100, $200, or whatever. And then
no jail time for ordinance.
If you don't show up to court, then it's bogus.
Here's the distinction between an ordinance and a criminal law. There can never be jail time for an ordinance. Now, what they get you for is when the court orders the payment and you don't pay, then they get you for contempt of court, but not for the traffic violation.
That's why I spent 3 years in Cook County for contempt of court.
Right, but not because you didn't. Not because of the parking fine itself, but because of the fact you didn't pay it when the judge ordered you to. Now you're guilty of contempt of court.
Okay, now I got a question. Now I got a question, gentlemen. Now you legal eagles right there. I need some advice on this. Okay.
I ain't a lawyer. I ain't a lawyer. I want to make it clear right off the bat.
This channel does not give legal advice.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
but you can ask our opinion. You want my opinion as a lay person? I'll be happy to give you opinion as a lay person.
Okay. Now I'm asking for an opinion. Okay, I lived here in Nevada, man, going on 2 years, right? I got a jury duty summons from San Joaquin County, California, which is up. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, I didn't go, and I don't care if San Joaquin County hears it because I'm in Nevada. Okay, so
Yeah,
what
you're
had
not a
happened
resident of
is,
the state, so they can't pull you there.
yeah, so
No.
therefore they sent me a jury duty summons from these kangaroo courts of San Joaquin County. Everybody's familiar with Stockton. You ever looked at the TV
Hey,
series
I would
called
go
the?
though. I would go though. I would go.
Yeah,
Do all the jury
but I,
duty you can.
okay, but I
Because they
told them
don't
I
let us
couldn't
niggas
afford
do
the
jury
trip.
duty.
Well, let me tell you my experience in over 2 decades of doing that job and coming across this stuff. Look, on warrants, if they put out a warrant for a failure to appear for a jury summons, which is highly unlikely, it's going to have geographical limits. It's what they call geographical limits on a warrant.
Right.
Meaning
California,
they
I'm in
specify,
Nevada.
and usually when it comes to a jury summons, it doesn't go beyond the county that you're supposed to go in.
Right, but Sarge, I got Nevada driver's license that's good for 7 years, so therefore I could drive the rest of my days because when I become old and senile and can't see because I'm blind in one eye, can't see.
Go to the jury duty. Go to the jury duty. Don't even fight it. Go to the jury duty because that's the thing
but
that
are they
we
paying
need to
lodgings for me? Are they paying my gas? Because you know
yes,
how it is.
They will pay you. They will pay you like $50 or $100 a day. They'll pay you for jury duty for the inconvenience.
Okay, now what about my lodging? They're gonna put me up in the Hilton. They're gonna put me up there in the Marriott, or they're gonna put me.
They might put you in a local hotel. Depending on when you tell the judge where you stay. Say I showed up, but I live in Nevada. But since y'all called me, I showed up. He might kick you off the jury right there. But
okay, well that's why I called them up.
But he might called them up. He might put you in a hotel. Like
okay, it won't be the San Joaquin County hotel, will it? It won't be the Gray Bar Hotel, would it?
I don't know. You talk to the judge about that.
Hey, it's entirely possible, depending on the state. They might even reimburse you for travel expenses. I'm not saying they will.
Right. Tell him how the courts do. The judge will work with you.
Yeah,
the judge will work with you.
But I guarantee you, man, a jury summons, even if they put out a warrant for you, because not sure, but it's going to have geographical limits, and it's definitely not going to try to enforce it interstate.
Yeah,
I'm certain of that.
Okay,
they might pull you from
the
next county. They might pull you from the next county, but they ain't going to pull you from California to Nevada.
No way.
Oh, you got to show up for the jury.
They ain't going to spend no money on doing that. They got to, you know how much money that costs?
Yeah.
No,
it would cost me a minimum of $200 in gas to get from here to San Joaquin County to stop in California.
They got to pay 2 cops to bring you there.
Okay, and keep it
$50 an hour each. They ain't finna do that.
They're not gonna do it, I guarantee you. But look, you ought to try to resolve it though, because you might want to go back to that state. You don't want that hanging over your head.
Yeah, you're right about that, Sarge.
Jury duty is the best thing to do. They do not let niggas do jury duty. So if you get called for jury duty, go do the jury duty.
Okay. All right.
Like, go do the jury duty because it might be a case that, you know what I mean? Like you might have a Daniel Penny case.
Yeah.
You
right
might need
about
to
that.
say, hey, convict this motherfucker. You might be the motherfucker that caused the mistrial. Because all the white people want to say he's not guilty, and you say, no, fuck that, he's guilty. We're going to run him another trial because it's a mistrial. Because
they're kind of careful these days, though, not to set a pattern of excluding black people from the jury, because that's frequently a cause for a mistrial when they could even establish a pattern that is so. So you don't see that often these days.
Okay, now you know what you just
even my trial, I didn't have no black people on the jury. Luckily, damn, they acquitted me, right?
Well, and what state were you in?
North Dakota. So
let me tell you why you got acquitted there, man. North Dakota, like you said, is a cowboy state. They big on self-defense, man. They don't ask. Look, I don't care if you black or anything else. If you got a legitimate case of self-defense, you are not going to get convicted in North Dakota.
I'm the first dude that tested their stand your ground law. I'm the
I know
first
they're not
dude-
gonna convict you in North Dakota if you got a legit case.
Listen to me. I'm the first dude that on a murder trial, I had $1 million bond. They reduced it to $500,000. Then they reduced it to $100,000. I'm the first and second and third dude to have their bond reduced on a murder trial.
I'm not surprised.
Whoa.
I'm not surprised. Like I
Whoa.
said, North Dakota is really big on self-defense. And all of them, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, those countries, they ain't like California or New York.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
they
'cause if the
like
same
you to
thing
defend
would've
yourself
happened in
there.
Chicago, if the same thing would have happened in Chicago, I might have got convicted.
I know you got convicted in New York. Look what they did to that guy, Jose Alba, who defended himself against the thug who came around behind the corner and tried to beat the man up. The man pulled his knife out and stabbed him to death, and then Alvin Blacc charged him with homicide, with a second-degree murder.
For dealing with some shit outside his own house.
Yeah, he used to be behind the counter, and this fool arguing over a bag of potato chips or something, or skip, I don't know what it was, jumps over behind the counter and attacks the man at the behest of his girlfriend who's egging him on. And this man's from the guy who did it from the Dominican Republic. You know, he's from the Dominican Republic. You know he got a knife. He pulled that knife out and stabbed his ass to death.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. I'm going to mute you for 1 second. Okay, don't nobody hang up. Listen to me when I tell you this. It takes 6 guys to carry a man to his grave, but it only takes 1 woman to put him there. Please continue.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I'm just saying, man, the point of the matter is everybody in New York thought it was a clear case of self-defense. And yet Alvin Bragg's got the nerve to try to prosecute the man until the outcry from the public was so bad he backed down. Now, I guess BLM had him intimidated with Daniel Penny. But nonetheless, you can see what happened with that. Even in New York, he couldn't get Daniel Penny convicted.
Okay, first point.
Yeah, them is the Democrats, right?
Okay.
All Democrats. All Democrats.
Daniel Penny, Sarge, like Donald Trump, deserves to go right straight to fucking jail. That was murder.
Right.
Okay. The jury didn't agree.
The man was no threat to anybody. The man
They
was hungry.
dropped
emaciated.
The jury didn't agree.
SARS, they
If I
dropped
was
the
on
most
that show
serious
with Daniel
charge.
Penny, would have been somewhere else right now.
If I would have been on that jury, I would have convicted that Marine because that Marine knew what he was doing. He was a combat veteran. He was trained. He probably had flashbacks, and he choked that man to death. Now, when Mr. Fuller was trying to take the hold off of his neck, fighting for his life, you had other people that held
and they should be
Mr.
charged
Penny's
too.
hand.
They should be charged too.
I agree, crew.
Yeah.
That dude that was holding Neely's hands.
Yep.
So he couldn't. So he couldn't bring. He needs to be charged with murder too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
I agree with you on that there, CRU, because he aided and abetted in the murder of that man.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Well,
and not after the fact. Right there on the spot. Neely was trying to help pull Penny's hands off his throat, and this other dude was holding Neely, the guy's hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you aided and abetted. You helped drown him. You helped choke him. No, you getting a murder charge too. All of y'all getting a murder charge. Everybody getting a murder charge. Don't let me be the prosecutor. Everybody getting a murder charge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see what I'm saying? And then
everybody there.
Exactly.
Look how they do it. All y'all finna get it.
Yeah.
Everybody going to jail right now. And then we'll sort it out later at trial. Just like they did me.
Well, none of the witnesses on the train saw it that way. Not a single one testified that they believed Daniel Penny's actions weren't justified, and all of them felt they were at some point in fear of an imminent attack from this man.
Bullshit.
All of them.
Hold on.
The people on the train, every one of them said that.
SARS, that's bullshit.
Man.
SARS, he didn't.
Nobody got attacked. The only person that was violent was Daniel Penny.
Right.
Again,
Exactly.
the standard of self-defense in New York is not that the attack has to be accomplished. It only has to be reasonably inferred that it is imminent.
So, like I said, right? That standard is just as high or higher than it is in North Dakota, right? North Dakota.
Yeah, well, then now we're talking about a matter of interpretation.
Wait a second. North Dakota's a stand your ground state.
Right.
My actions was all on camera. Dude took my gun and was trying to take my shit and try to shoot me with it. On camera. In front of everybody. I still spent 9 months in jail. Daniel Penny needs to spend 9 months in jail while he's sorting this shit out. This is I'm talking about I do this in a stand your ground state.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a nigga, I guess.
Right.
He's white.
Well, yeah, but you gotta quit it. Obviously, you gotta quit it.
I'm saying if the standard is higher in New York, Daniel Penny needs to be in jail.
Right.
If he was in North Dakota, I'd say fine.
No. That's the point I'm trying to make.
But
the point I'm trying to make
is North Dakota. I mean, this nigga's in New York. He needs to be in fucking jail.
I agree.
No, the point I'm trying to make is that the standard for New York and North Dakota is similar. They have a different way of interpreting it, depending upon the political allegiances of a particular prosecutor.
Daniel Penny would have been great if he was in North Dakota. Yeah. He'd have been great because it's a stand your ground state.
Yeah.
He'd have got away, and then there, you give me North Dakota got a higher standard, just like Chicago. Just like it'd have been different if I was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. All right. So he's in New York, and still he didn't get locked up right there on the spot. You just took the motherfucker out.
Yeah.
He's dead. You need to go to jail until we sort this out.
Well, that's what the trial was for, and that's exactly what the trial was for. And the assessment by the jury was that it was justified.
He needs to go to jail first. He needs to be in jail first.
Well, he did. And he had to put up bond. He had a jail and he put up bond.
He didn't get $1 million bond like I did.
Right. Sarge is lying, y'all. Look, Alvin Bragg wasn't going to even charge Daniel Penny with a damn thing. It wasn't until the BLM protesters.
It took 3 weeks for him to get there, right?
Yeah, at least 3 weeks before he.
It took 3 weeks for them to even arrest him and put him in front of a judge.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps because it's just like with George Zimmerman. Initially, the prosecutor looked at the facts and made. Let me finish that. Initially, the prosecutor looked at the facts, and the prosecutor determined that the criteria for self-defense, and it wasn't a stand your ground case in Florida. That had nothing to do with it. It was a simple case of self-defense. It didn't have anything to do with standing your ground.
Oh, Sarge, how much shit you been smoking this morning, man?
Literally stalking a young black.
Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you.
Sarge, you're lying. Look, Zimmerman was stalking.
Come on, the kid was only 17 years old.
And Zimmerman lied and waiting for him.
Exactly, with a 44 Magnum, because he wants to play Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Yeah, these types always.
With a 44 Magnum.
Talking about these types always get away. I can't let this one get away.
Yeah. And then the kangaroo courts of the state of Florida, that's why I cannot stand that damn Ron DeSantis. Oh, well, he stood his ground. For a bag of Skittles, man, the young man was only 17 years old.
Skittles and iced tea.
Skittles and iced tea. Now, how much damage can you do with Skittles and iced tea? My.
Oh, but did George Zimmerman even know about it? Because he was waiting for him around the corner in the neighborhood.
Yeah, he knew about him.
Y'all mixing up Mike Brown and George Zimmerman. Y'all mixing up Mike Brown and George Zimmerman?
No, Mike.
Yeah, they made George Zimmerman a hero.
Derek Williams.
Mike Brown is the St. Louis guy. He's the St. Louis guy. With the Skittles.
Yeah. What was the cop that killed Mike Brown?
Trayvon Martin. He was walking through the neighborhood, and George Zimmerman was waiting at a house and caught him around the corner and beat his ass.
Yeah,
that was George Zimmerman. That was in Florida.
Yeah, George Zimmerman was in
Well, they
Florida.
ain't never got to worry about me going back there to the state of Florida. I've been through Florida.
I've been through Florida.
I've been through Florida in the wintertime, and it was 80 degrees, and I felt the humidity. I said, I sure as hell ain't going to be in this place in summer. You know what I'm saying? Give me the desert. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, for all of you out there that think that we're all the same, and I want to hear what you got to say about this, Sarge.
What is Sarge talks about the 11-year-old getting handcuffed for mistaken identity? They thought that she has
every single thing you guys said about the fact that the Trayvon Martin case.
I swear to God, hey, look, because my
every single thing you guys said about the facts of the Trayvon Martin case was a distortion and absolutely incorrect, as evidenced by what was revealed in the trial. Every single thing, and I will tell you why you are wrong.
Sarge,
why we're wrong, Sarge?
But you don't want to hear it. You're probably going to mute me before you let me finish.
Go ahead, Sarge.
No, Sarge.
You're wrong.
Tell you what, Sarge.
First of all, let me tell you what. First of all, look. The record, the phone records of Trayvon Martin with the geolocation tracking in the phone records from the phone company revealed that Trayvon Martin, rather than go back to his home, which was 200 yards from where they first encountered each other, and after George Zimmerman was told by the dispatcher, okay, we don't need you to do that, mean follow him. His response to the dispatcher was, okay. Then he told the dispatcher he was going back to the entrance gate to meet the police when they came and responded. According to his phone records, he turned around and went back to the gate. Trayvon Martin was this. He was on the phone with a girl who was not actually the girl that bastard Benjamin Crump got in the court and had her testifying an oath. Rachel Jeantel, that wasn't the one that was on the phone with him that night. It's all bullshit. Let me finish, please. All right, so again, none of these people said they wasn't even on the phone with him. He went back to the entrance where it was. Trayvon Martin was on the phone with another girl telling her how he felt this. That crazy cracker was following me. They disrespecting me. He was pissed, and he went back to attack him. It is clear from the records and the phone transcript.
Okay, sorry. Do you believe that
money? $500 if you dare to take the bet. No, make it $1,000.
Lies.
If you got the guts to take the bet, take me on now.
Lies, Sarge.
I can prove it.
You're lying, Sarge.
No, well, see, now you're accusing me of being a liar, and goddammit, you know that's a calumny. You know that. I'm speaking of what was revealed at trial and by investigative reports, and what is backed up by objective corroborative evidence. And now you're gonna call me a liar for revealing it to you? Man, I say you guys are delusional.
No, you're delusional.
He sound like what's his name?
I mean, you're going to tell me evidence don't matter. We got feelings.
Sorry.
Evidence manufactured, Sarge.
Well, wait a minute. Just a minute ago, you were citing to me the law and the necessity of enforcing the law, but the evidence in support of it doesn't matter all of a sudden.
Remember, it was Angry Man Jose and who's that?
Oh, please. Oh, spare me the outrage.
Literally told him to leave him alone. Yeah, go ahead, crew.
Hey Jesse. You remember it was Angry Man O'Shea and that other short dude from Philly that started the Manosphere?
Yeah.
Who was that third dude?
Was it Lucas?
Huh? Remember that short dude from Philly? Like it was Angry Man O'Shea and that other dude.
Sabir?
I forget his name.
Well, I don't know. Well, look, Shabaka, whenever you're ready to revisit this case, you let me know, and I'm gonna put some shit on you. You probably ain't even begin to become aware of.
We can have it out right now. Trayvon Martin
was murdered. That case then. Let's have it out.
Was Paul Blacc, looking to kill a black person.
See, that's bullshit.
No, that's not
bullshit.
That's not.
I mean, you realize what George Zimmerman did that's on the record? George Zimmerman, wait a minute, hold on a minute. Now you're making shit up. You're making shit up now.
I can kind of believe SARS because of my case.
Now, see, if you're going to come here introducing all this crap, which I think is superfluous to the main issue, but since you started it, I'm going to finish it. Guess what? Guess what George Zimmerman did? When the son of a Sanford Police Department, the son of a Sanford Police Department lieutenant, beat up a homeless black man in Sanford, it was George Zimmerman who went before the city council and mayor's office repeatedly to get justice for that homeless black man who got beat up by the son of the Sanford police lieutenant, and he got justice for him. He got him all in the court. The guy got a probation, a conviction, and a fine.
Okay, then that means,
so if you don't do this shit, I'm going to do it
that you agree with Christopher Dorner. That means that you agree with Christopher Dorner, who is a decorated Navy SEAL LAPD officer that reported misconduct, and they fired him. So then Mr. Dorner said, okay,
okay, we're going to revisit that case too. I'm gonna fill you in on some more shit you believe that's true that isn't so.
Sarge. Let me tell you something. Sarge, I grew up in Los Angeles.
Do you guys think that whenever these cases occur, I study them thoroughly? Because I do. You know, like, remember, like, Chicago copper, Officer Van Dyke, who killed Laquan McDonald? Remember that? Remember that? Okay, wait, let me finish, Shabaka. Wait, Shabaka.
Okay, let's
Shabaka, I investigated that case forwards and backwards, and the conclusion I made was that shooting of Laquan McDonald was completely unjustified. You know why I came to that conclusion? Because I studied the evidence and the facts.
You said it was unjustified.
Now, since that's what I do, rather than make my decision on some pumped up bullshit about racial allegiances with regard to the facts, that's why I know what actually happened.
So please, Van Dyke is sitting in state still right now, right, Sarge? So Van Dyke is sitting down there in state still, right?
Facts are stubborn things.
Okay, but Van Dyke is in state still, right?
Yeah, and he should be.
Yeah.
Because the facts support him, and the evidence support him being there for murdering that man.
Yeah.
That's not true with George Zimmerman.
Yes,
That's
it is.
not true with Daniel Penny.
Yes, it is. Yes, the hell it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
And I'll tell you why it isn't.
Hey, Sarge, what universe do you sneak up behind somebody and choke them out for 8 minutes and call it self-defense?
Whenever you perceive an imminent threat to yourself or others, because New York law allows you to defend yourself and others. That's why. And that's what was argued before the jury in a court of law.
That's too vague.
There was no threat.
That's what you say. You weren't there. You don't get to make that call.
Either,
I've acted in self-defense, and I tell you that's not self-defense.
It is a matter of perception, admittedly, but given the circumstances, you're in a moving aluminum tube at 50 miles an hour underneath the subway with no ready access to the police or any other response. You make the decision.
And the guy is yelling like you are yelling.
Right.
And that's what Jordan Neely was doing. He was yelling like you.
Okay. What I'm saying is,
yelling
if that's the case, if I do that in the aluminum tube at 50 miles an hour, and I'm threatening to kill you, and I don't care if I go back to jail or not, then you could choke me out too.
So yelling.
He didn't say I'm a. He said.
That's what he said. That's what the witnesses said. He said.
Somebody's going to die.
Wait a minute. That's what the witnesses said. He said.
That's what he said. So
They got cameras on the
liars
Pay for a cup of coffee.
Because in my case there was a liar there that said my buddy had a gun and then he ain't never had no gun.
Full of liars. 28 liars.
Yes, there are liars.
Okay,
there are liars out there. And bad witnesses.
Whatever.
You know the worst evidence is a fucking eyewitness.
Right.
The worst evidence you can bring to court is yes, that's the worst.
Okay, whatever. We don't now need to rely on eyewitness testimony ever again, then.
No, you don't, because you got cameras.
Yeah, that's right. You got cameras. There was no camera in the subway.
Yes,
there were people there with their cell phones that filmed it.
Sarge, it was on camera.
And what did the cell phone show? They choked that nigga for 8 minutes.
The cell phone showed him and that thing a chokehold on it.
Choked out. So let me choke you out for 8 minutes and see. Let me choke you out for 8 minutes and see if after 3 minutes, if you still
didn't choke him continuously for 8 minutes. He relaxed.
You still here on this plane. You're not gonna be here.
No. Let me tell you something.
He's not a threat.
When you look at the tape of Daniel Penny being
in combat.
When you look at the tape. I didn't use the chokehold. I didn't kill anybody. Oh, let me tell you something. When you look at that interview of Daniel Penny in the police station, he didn't even know that Jordan Neely was dead.
How?
How did he not know?
Will you go back and look at the goddamn interview?
Sorry.
It was clear he didn't even know he was dead. That's available for you to look at on YouTube.
He was trained to do
it. As far as he knows, Jordan Neely has survived and was in custody.
And look at YouTube, man. Do you know how they manipulate those tapes over there at YouTube?
Oh man, you just give me red herring after red herring.
And you never strong.
Nothing can be known with any certainty because somebody can manipulate something. Well, then we don't ever need to have a trial. Trial execution first.
I get you unmanipulated. I was watching this shit in the back of the police car.
Hey, just execute him there. What the hell you need a trial for?
I did not know
the regime is going to make sure you ain't going to get him. Tell that to the incoming regime on Monday.
Are you serious? It could be manipulated. The interview could have been manipulated.
Yes.
Do you believe that? I don't believe you believe that.
Hey, excuse me.
You just said that just to say it.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, take it from somebody who's been on trial for the same thing.
Right.
What you talking about? The news is different than what happened.
Right.
Take it from me. Look me up.
Right. You got first-hand experience with this.
Yeah.
It's not what they say.
Fabricate news. Yeah, they fabricate news.
I'm lucky I was in jail the whole time. I didn't see what they was putting out on me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, and the best defense when a crime goes down that they try to accuse you of, and if you're sitting in jail, that is evidence they definitely got to use in court on that one there, Sarge.
They couldn't use that against me. Because when I went to court, look, I looked like I came off the street, like in a suit and everything. Like on trial, I had to look like I came off the street.
Right. And what I'm saying is
I couldn't see the news while I was in jail. Yeah. Like I could see some stories. Like sometimes it'd be, that's Ray on it. You get me? I'd be like, look, see. Stop fucking with me. You see what they got me locked up for?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like they couldn't use none of that in court. You get me? Like I wasn't out on the streets during trial.
Mm.
You get me? So I couldn't see what they was. The news is bogus, dog. The news don't tell exactly what happened.
Okay. I cannot speak to any case to which I know nothing, so I'm not going to. Exactly. I can speak to the Daniel Penny case because the evidence in the Daniel Penny case was public and anybody could research it, and that's what I did.
First of all, they dropped
I'm not going to speak to any case that I know nothing of. I can't. I know the Daniel Penny case.
You know that they dropped.
That was murder, man. That was
Wait a minute. See, that's what you say. A jury did not agree with you.
Man, that's because there's a white jury, Sarge.
Okay, now here we go again. Now, so therefore, let's not have any goddamn juries. Most people in the country are white.
Well,
what do you expect?
Take it easy, man.
Hey, somebody gonna choke him out because he's yelling.
Wait, most people in the country are white. That means it's more likely you're gonna have white jurors. What do you expect?
Sarge, you're supposed to have a jury of your peers.
I mean, I'm telling you, okay, if you don't believe the jury system has any validity, fine. You should say that.
The process of how it goes about.
Particularly in LA County, Sarge.
What?
Look, if I'd have got convicted, I would have had a great appeal because I had an all-white jury.
Yep.
Right.
I don't care what their race is. The only person I want to know
you need to care.
I want to know if the jurors are faithful to their oath. And if a juror is faithful to their oath and they deliberate in good faith, I don't give a damn what their race is.
That's what.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. I got to say this here.
The problem in my case. Did they want to be racist or did they want to stand up for their gun laws? So that they could be racist even more. That was their conundrum with my case.
Okay, now Vic, to quote the words of Sidney Poitier in a movie where he won an Oscar for, that Rod Steiger won an Oscar for, called In the Heat of the Night, 1967. To quote Sidney Poitier's line, you got white time in jail and you got colored time in jail, and the worst time to do is colored time. I yield. Okay, Sarge, round 4.
Okay, so you guys are bringing up the subject of the race of the jurors. Let me give you another story about race of jurors where their particular racial attitude appears to color the outcome. And I'm going to tell you what it was. The O.J. Simpson case. I saw 3 of those jurors.
Simi Valley, come on, Sarge.
Man, they made their decision on the basis of the Rodney King case.
Hey, Sarge, have you ever been in jail?
Wait a minute, are you going to listen to what I say or not?
No.
Yes, I'm asking you a question. Have you ever been in jail?
Black jurors in the O.J. Simpson case admit.
No, we're not going to listen to that bullshit. You're literally living up to the stereotype of.
I think that's Jesse. I think that's Obsidian.
He's literally living up to
that's Obsidian reborn.
Of every time they open up their mouth, you know they lying. Every time their mouth is moving, they're lying. And he's a retired police officer.
He took all the positions on everything. Okay, people, we're in our last 15 minutes, okay? So we're going to take this episode as far as we can and let Blog Talk kick us off. Okay, Sarge, hang in there. Okay, ding, 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 ding. No. Next round. All right, Sarge.
Well, I can play that on video. If you want me to, I will let you hear the jurors say that their racial considerations tainted their verdict in the O.J. Simpson trial. I'll let you hear it themselves. You can hear it right out of their own mouth.
God, now, Sarge, what about Mark Furman? What about Mark Furman, Sarge, with his classic line that when they interrogate black suspects, you take 5 niggas. You beat the first nigga. You beat the second nigga worse than you beat the first one. You beat the third nigga worse than you beat the second one. The fourth one is going to tell you what you want to know, and the fifth one is going to confirm what the fourth one said.
Shabaka.
Classic
that was taken from a screenplay. I would think you'd want to compliment. You just want me to do that, start talking, you start interrupting
My mother's a lawyer.
I would want to compliment Mark Furman for telling the truth about the LAPD. What are you bitching about? Well, why are you bitching him? He's telling the truth about his department, right?
Explain John Burge, who my own mother exposed in a lawsuit.
One thing.
Explain John Burge.
Let me explain John Burge.
Explain that shit.
Let me explain John Burge. John Burge is the inevitable result of one-party rule in a corrupt fucking city, like the Democrats do every time they keep power.
There was a Republican
Now that's my
governor.
response
There
for
was
you, sir.
There was a Republican governor.
Right.
They don't run the city in the day-to-day activities.
Oh, they always excuses.
God, here we go with the excuses.
No, there's a fact, there's a rule of law. You guys are always talking about you don't want a higher authority to interfere in a local government.
Sarge, they
Right,
dragged
you know, all
Trump
the-
should have just took over Washington, D.C. on January 6th.
Okay, Sarge. The regime is
Maybe
going to
his
be
then why did he take over the city from a black mayor?
Shout out to Michael Bird. To hell with Ashley Babbitt. How about that, Sarge?
Okay, but
Again, Michael Bird is a corrupt product of a corrupt police department run by Democrats for 50 fucking years.
So what about Ashley Babbitt?
You mean the D.C. Department putting a bullet in her when she was no threat?
She was a threat. That's
she committed burglary on a federal institution.
Sir, that's not what she would have been charged with.
Breaking into an occupied building.
That's not what she would have been charged with. She didn't break in. She was charged with vandalism.
Breaking into an occupied building is burglary, which is a forcible felony, which justifies the use of deadly force.
It was clear.
Sarge, we all know you're tough, Sarge.
No, I'm just saying, you guys are making things up. You don't know the facts or the evidence.
Into an occupied building is burglary, which is a forcible felony.
It was not her who broke the window.
Evidence.
She didn't break the window.
Yes, she did.
At most, she would have been charged with vandalism.
Who broke the window, Sarge? Who
broke her head through the damn thing?
No, look, she was going through a window that someone else had broken. Someone else had broken. So you get the death penalty for that.
Forcible felony.
And she was
you get the death penalty for that from a police officer.
Direct order to
that's justified. Use of deadly force.
Don't poke your head
Of the use of force continuum. Wait a minute, are you aware of the use of force continuum that the D.C. Capitol Police employ? The use of force continuum that the D.C. Capitol Police employ. Are you aware of it?
Look, that was a forcible felony.
That's not. I guess not. Well, I can tell you what it says.
In Michigan, this is the people's house. They have a right to go into it instead of these goddamn corrupt ass politicians.
So then why you want to shoot the woman then?
And then they got the
obey orders.
So if you believe that, then why do you want to shoot the woman to death?
All right, so then what about our buddy in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Where the
Okay,
police
let's go. See, okay, now you're not gonna want to hear what I got to say about this either.
Castile, Sarge. What about that?
Now you asking me to take one at a time. Which one do you want first?
Okay,
Orlando
Castillo, because we have to give it to Diamond Reynolds, who got up there, kept her cool as her husband got murdered when that coward ass in ass.
She wasn't
fired
married
3
to him.
bullets into that man with a baby in the back seat. And this Diamond Reynolds had went to court, and she finally had a breakdown, and she says, "Where are you black men at? They are assassinating us. What are you gonna do?"
All right, that was a wonderful speech. I'm sure that would rally the black men to go get the cops.
Jesse, would you ask the question?
You know, ever who you got that weed from?
Jesse, would you ask me, please?
Homeboy's cousin. So Orlando Castillo was my homeboy.
Would you ask?
All right. You made a number of assertions.
So what about Philando Castillo? The police asked him to get his ID. He reached for his ID, and the police shot him.
They
didn't get punished.
His baby.
That's not all of it.
Whoa. That's a good point.
That is not all of it.
Right there. That's a good point. Now, let me ask you this here.
How
come Yanez did not tell the man to get out the car?
They keep asking me questions. He don't let me answer them.
His permit, which he gives him the right to carry. How come Yanez didn't take Mr. Castillo out the car, put the handcuffs on him, soft and cuffs, meaning that it is not squeezing his wrist. Okay, man. The weapon here, clear the slide, drop the clip, right? Okay. All right, man. Where is your firearms permit at? It's in my wallet. Now, you're supposed to be securing all your papers and identification. Okay, I see your card right here, sir. I deeply apologize. Your weapon has been cleared. Okay, here's the clip and here's your weapon, man, and have a nice day and should have drove the fuck off. He killed that man is because that was a black man with the presence of his wife and his baby, and he wanted to demasculate him in the presence of his woman, and he unalived him. And tell me that I'm lying.
Nope, no lie.
I'm telling you, you're misinformed.
No, ain't no misinformed.
And if you'd like to hear what the circumstances were, I will tell them.
No, Sarge, you're not gonna run that on us.
Oh, now you don't know. Now you don't know.
So now you don't want to hear the answer to the question that you just asked me.
No,
well, you guys are a piece of work.
No, Sarge, you're the piece of work.
Now you playing dumb.
Now you asked me a question, and now you don't want the answer.
So you know everything about when black folk get killed, but you don't know nothing when the white folk need to get held accountable.
You're goddamn right I do.
Sarge, did you ever put your email?
But you don't know nothing when the white folk need to get held accountable.
So again, I'm gonna tell you, when it's a controversial case, I studied the fuck out of it.
Okay, so
and that's what I did with this one too.
But you don't know Philando Castile.
So what happened with
Philando Castile? I haven't had an answer yet.
Can you put that in chat, Sarge?
You know, I was raised by lawyers and college
professors. You want me to send it to you by telepathy?
Yes, Sarge. Send us the email.
The man had the right to carry, exercising his.
All right, let me tell you. Look, see, you keep introducing all these irrelevancies into the actions of a police officer who acted based upon his perception
of armed and unarmed black people by the hands of the police. And
that's narrating. We don't need to hear narratives right now.
Hold on.
Zimmerman.
No matter what, right? The police officer asked Philando to show him his license, and
no, that's not what he did. Well, you didn't see the videotape.
Yes, I saw the video. How do you know what I saw?
I saw it when it was live.
I saw the video.
No, you didn't. You didn't see his dash cam video.
Oh, now I'm like,
I'm talking about his dash cam video with audio. It has both his audio and the video.
Yes. I make audio and video. I saw all the audio and video.
Yes.
Hold on.
What are you talking
I gotta ask Sarge something. Sarge, can you please put your email address in the chat? Because we are no longer going to be on Blog Talk. We're going to be on StreamYard. And we want to continue this conversation on StreamYard at a later date. We're about to go on overtime, Sarge. So I see you're in the chat. Can you please put your email in the chat?
I put it there. You should see it. I'm looking at the screen right now. It's there.
Shabaka.
I said it, Shabaka.
I'm sitting at my computer.
Okay,
I'll show proof.
Okay.
Open up your email chat, Shabaka. I sent it to you. It's right there.
Okay. All right. Hold on, Sarge. Let me see.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. My screen is blurred here, man. On my end, right?
I got out the chat.
Because I see you there, Sarge.
Yes.
Okay. Wait a minute. Sarge, join the conversation. Okay. Hold on, Sarge. Please put
it's right there.
Your email address. Sarge dropped. Okay. Okay, call back in, Sarge.
Call back in the next.
Yeah, Sarge dropped. Okay, Sarge, please call back in. Okay. All right. So I'll put in there.
Okay, that's him right there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's on CBS, dog, and ABC, dog.
Okay.
Like, what are you lying about?
Okay, did you see it? You see it? I sent you the emails right there.
Okay, then Brother Che might have it there because it's not
in the
showing up on my
private chat.
board.
It's in the private chat.
I don't see it.
Okay, I know that's what I'm looking at now, Sarge. Okay, but I don't see it. You should see one from me. That says, please put your email address in the chat.
Hey, it's at 30 seconds in the video I sent you on X. I sent you the video link on X. It said like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, shoot the video on X their CRU.
Right. It's like
and I'm
30
at
seconds. Yeah,
Shabaka,
go back.
capital
Yeah.
EXP.
They got it on
on
ABC
that.
News. Like, it's over with. Like, it's on camera. Like, what do you just
saying our lying eyes?
All right, one more time. I'm asking you specifically. Did you see the officer's dash cam
Oh my
video?
God! Yes, sir.
His dash
Yes.
cam video.
Now,
Now, what did you see in the dash cam video? Not the one that Diamond took inside the car. What does he say to Castile?
Put your hands where
Be honest.
you can see.
Okay.
What does he say? He's screaming at him. What is he screaming at him to do?
To show his hand.
Okay.
No, you're not telling the whole story, or you didn't see it. Because I'm telling you what he did. I'm telling you what he said.
What did he say, sir?
He saw that he was sitting. He saw his gun. The officer could see it. And he told him, don't reach for the gun.
And he didn't.
And then he repeatedly yelled, don't reach for it. Don't move.
You
can see it on the
Asked him for his
concealed licenses he got.
He said he asked him for his registration, SARS.
Will you please look at the video and stop making things up?
Reaching for his
Stop making things up, because I know you're not telling me what it shows, because right now I'm looking at it.
No, you're not.
Okay,
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay,
all right, I'm going to play it for you then. All right, I'm going to play it for you. I'm sick of y'all calling me a liar.
I'm going to play it for you.
Okay, Sarge, nobody's calling you a liar, Sarge.
You've done it several times.
Is the difference of opinion. Okay, now, are we having a failure to communicate?
Again, I'm communicating that you need to look at the dash cam video and listen to the words of the officer yelling at Philandro Castile to not do something.
But he was reaching for his identification.
Oh, wait a minute. You don't seem to understand. When the police officer sees you with a gun and then he tells you not to move, you're not supposed to.
He told him to get his identification.
Yeah.
No, that was before he saw the gun.
No, that was right before he shot him.
Philandro Castile did not have the gun in his holster. He was sitting on it.
Why is the cop on the job if he's so scared of a gun?
Right.
Okay, see what I mean, man. See, change the subject.
That part.
The issue is the perception that caused him to shoot him in the first place.
He told Philandro to get his ID. Philandro reached for his ID and he shot him. That is what happened. No matter what happened before or after. That's what happened.
Yeah,
his
I know
own
that's
video.
what
Said his brake lights were
If
on.
you leave it out, look, okay, I'm going
Sarge,
to send you the video.
Sarge, he said your brake lights are on.
Police officers
That's the
go
first
through
thing he said to him, your
psychological
brake lights.
backgrounds before they are put out there on the street, Sarge. Do they go through psychological
90 seconds
before they are put out on the street? Because based on what I saw, Sarge, Yanez committed an act of cowardness. Okay?
Oh, shit.
Vehicle, put him in soft handcuffs. Okay,
60
man,
seconds.
After you got him
Yeah,
in
he's
soft
supposed to let himself get shot first, and then
handcuffs,
he'd be justified too, right?
Then he should have asked him for his firearm permit. Okay, once he had disarmed him, release the handcuffs. Okay, sir, please show me your permit. Showed him his permit, then he gave him back his weapon.
What is the probable cause for the stop in the first place? What's the probable cause for the stop in the first place?
I got the video queued up. Do you want to hear it now, or you want to pretend like it didn't happen the way I said it did?
Put the video on, Sarge.
All right, good. So then let's both look at it, listen to it, and then we can give our respective analyses. How about that?
Fine.
10 seconds.
All right, so let's listen to the officer now. This is the way he's made the stop. I believe it was a brake light or something. I don't remember exactly what the origin was. Remember, Supreme Court says you can stop a car for any reason, really, just to check registration.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't. No, you can't. You have to have probable cause of the crime. Hell no, you can't do that. You are lying right now. That's a lie.
God damn it. I'm okay.
That's an
How much
absolute
money
lie.
do you want to bet? How much
That's an
money?
absolute lie.
Put your money where your mouth is.
They got a bunch of casinos here in Sin City for that.
You must have probable cause.
I'm lying about something. The Supreme Court, every single case, the Supreme Court has ruled on. You can go online and see it for yourself.
Bullshit.
I don't have to make it up.
Show proof.
All right, wait a minute. So, okay, can we get around to that now? Forget about the Supreme Court decision for right now. We're getting sidetracked. Let's look at what Philando Castile did and what Officer Inez did. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. So now it doesn't matter. Oh, God.
Sorry.
No wonder the Democrats lost.
Man, what
They
difference does it make? Republicans and Democrats are two sides of the same coin,
you can't have your own version of reality and fact.
Hey, you know who you're talking to, Sarge? I'm reality. Watch this.
All right, well, again, we all have our own opinions, but there's only one version of fact.
That's not true.
So I'm going to ask the question again, maybe futile, but I'm going to ask. Can we deal with this actions of Officer Inez and what he told Castile that's on his dash cam?
Let's deal with the actions of Ashley Babbitt and why she broke into an occupied building.
You see how he's changing the subject
and got
now?
shot in the head.
He's changing the subject. We were just talking about Philando Castile. Now you want to switch to Ashley Babbitt? Well, let's do that.
That's how we got to Philando.
All right, well, let's do that then. Let's go back to Ashley Babbitt, and maybe we can revisit Philando Castile. Let's stick with one. Let's not have ADHD.
Let's talk about an actual criminal in the act of Ashley committing a violent felony.
A violent felony?
Got shot in the head. Yeah.
Vandalism is not a violent felony under federal
breaking
code.
into an occupied building is called burglary, and it's a violent,
that's not what she would have been
felony.
charged with. No one there was charged with burglary. The state U.S. attorney did not charge a single person
if I
on
did it or
January
Jesse
6th
did it, it would have been burglary.
No, he didn't.
The definition of burglary is breaking into an occupied
The U.S. attorney did not charge anyone with burglary.
You don't care, man. I thought
he said it's burglary, and the U.S. attorney did not see fit to charge one person with burglary.
But he didn't see fit to charge the damn officer either.
So he changed the subject again.
Okay.
He
so
says
that means
it's
he was acting
burglary,
in self-defense
and the U.S.
of burglary.
attorney didn't think it was burglary.
Well, he thought it was burglary enough to not charge the officer.
Okay. What does that have to do with what happened on January 6th?
All right. So Ashley Babbitt was committing burglary. That's why she got shot in the head.
I'm going to say it again. Whether you think she was or not a single January 6th protester was charged with burglary. Not one.
Sarge. There's an old saying in South Central LA, Sarge.
Well, they want to put him under the jail. Why wouldn't they charge him with burglary if the charge is fit? Well, now am I making it up again? I want you to tell me who the hell was charged with burglary on January 6th.
Relax, Sarge. We all know you're tough. Relax.
Well, no one was charged with burglary on January 6th. And if they had grounds to charge them, you better believe they would have.
Sarge.
Nobody was charged with armed robbery that day that I had to defend myself either.
Okay. See, I'm not going to talk about your case because I don't know anything about it. I'm talking about the ones I know something about.
All right. So the person committing the crime, if they're not here anymore to serve the charges, then that means they did the crime. If they're not here to serve the charges, and the person that put them not here is still here, then that person did the charge.
Is guilty of an offense.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How many protesters you say were charged with burglary on January 6th? I know what the definition of burglary is. I want you to tell me how many protesters were charged with burglary.
Official proceedings.
That's not a death penalty offense, nor is it a justification for using deadly force.
A lot of them was getting misdemeanors and felonies.
Felonies do not in and of themselves justify the use of deadly force.
Assaulting, resisting, and impeding.
Assaulting deadly threat justifies the use of deadly force, not the crime itself.
A forcible felony also justifies it. A forcible felony,
sir,
like burglary,
have you
robbery,
read the Supreme Court decision?
Hey, have you ever been on trial for murder? Have you ever been on trial for murder?
No. Have you ever read this? We're talking about police officers. The charge is Tennessee versus Garner, 1986.
A forcible felony justifies the use of deadly force.
Law enforcement officers.
You're breaking my window on my
civilians.
How about that? And then you'll sort that out later. And I'll be out of jail. And you'll sort that out later.
Garner applies to the use of deadly force by law enforcement officers, not sworn citizens. It isn't the same thing.
The same shit applies to both, you goofy.
You're making it up.
It applies to both.
True. He just made that up.
The law enforcement can initiate the force, though. That's the only difference. The law enforcement can initiate the force.
Only under specific circumstances.
You goofy, dog.
Jesus Christ, would you please educate yourself? I taught this.
Well, you taught a bunch of people the wrong shit.
Oh, yeah. Now, see what I mean? See, this is what I told you. I don't talk about your case because I don't know anything about it. This is a subject I know backwards and forwards, and now you're telling me I don't know anything about it.
Yes.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll put money on that one, too. Whenever you got the guts to step up, put some money on this, you let me know. Man, I'm gonna tell you now. Let me. Would you like to hear? Would you like to hear what the holding in Tennessee versus Garner was? Yes or no? Would you like to know or not? All right, tell me what Tennessee versus Garner ruled. Tell me. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. Now you see. Now let's fit that into Bashley Babbitt's situation.
He's not.
Yes, and keep going. And what was the limit? This is important. What was the constitutional basis upon which they made this decision? Because you left that out. You need to say it. What was it?
Because he has to be a fucking danger to everybody else.
No, that's not the constitutional basis for it, sir. That's why you don't know what you're talking about.
That's exactly
Jay, will you please explain the Supreme Court and tell what the Fourth Amendment, goddammit, and why did they say the Fourth Amendment applied?
Hold on,
Can we tell this guy to stop talking to know what he's talking about?
This ain't even talking about the Fourth Amendment.
They said it was the fucking Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, okay, Sarge.
And let me tell you why they said it. They said it was the Fourth Amendment because they said that the taking of a life was a Fourth Amendment seizure, and it could only be justified by the government if it met the criteria for the use of deadly force. It was a forced killing, by shooting them dead in the ruling of the Supreme Court.
Police got the same law as the regular people. Like I said, police got the same law as the regular people. They can just initiate the force.
You people don't want to know anything. You just want to tell me what you wish it was.
Hey, Jesse, do you understand what I'm saying? Huh?
Okay, hold on. Here's the Fourth Amendment.
But I don't get to shoot you if I punch you first and it get to it. You get me?
Okay.
But the police can punch you first, and then if it gets to it, then they can shoot you because they're allowed to initiate the force.
Okay.
But they're still under the same law as us, but they have to have a warrant to go or probable cause to initiate the force.
Yeah, you're right.
But they're still under the same law as us, but they got to have a warrant or probable cause to initiate the force, to grab you up on the street. Hey, what you doing?
And it protects the people from unreasonable
the issue before the Supreme Court was whether or not the use of deadly force to prevent the escape of an unarmed, non-dangerous fleeing suspect is an unreasonable seizure under the Fourth Amendment. That was a goddamn ruling.
Is that what I said?
Fourth Amendment,
Did he
man.
disagree with me?
Holy shit,
They
man,
need
why did it take so long to get this stuff across to you guys?
With me.
And then you got to go to these goddamn kangaroo courts to get a judge to sign it.
All right, so now that we know what the holding in Tennessee versus Garner was, let's examine it in light of the actions of Lieutenant Michael Byrd and Ashley Babbitt. Okay. Well,
all right. So look up the definition. All right. So look up the definition of burglary.
Oh shit! I swear to God, burglary in and of itself is not
the federal definition of burglary. Look that up. Because North Dakota law is the same as federal law.
I'm going to say it again. Ashley Babbitt was not shot for committing a burglary.
Hold on. So look up the federal definition of burglary.
All right, first of all, Ashley Babbitt was not shot for committing a burglary.
Definition of burglary.
Ashley Babbitt was not shot for committing a burglary. Michael Byrd said that was not the reason he shot her. Did you not listen to the motherfucker and the words that came out of his mouth?
Relax.
He broke in the window. After he told me to shot. That's burglary.
No, we're not making shit up, Sarge. What we're doing is...
All right, one more time. Did you not hear what Michael Byrd said was his reason?
What did he
not
say?
What you think his reason was.
What did he say?
I swear to God, you guys just make up any reality you want it to be.
What did he say? What
no,
did he
we
say?
don't, Sarge. We research our shit, man.
Well, then why can't you tell me what he told 60 Minutes was the reason that he shot the woman?
Why? Tell me.
He didn't shoot her because he committed a burglary.
So why did he say he shot? Forcible felony, because he broke through the window, didn't he? He forcibly through the window. That's a
Right.
forcible felony. Deadly
Yes,
force.
broke through the
Okay,
window.
hey, here, I got one more for you. Jesse.
Michael
look
Bird
up the federal,
testified as to his reason.
look up the
Why
definition of
shot?
deadly force. When is deadly force justified?
What you need to look at is the Capitol Police is regulation on the use of deadly
Federally,
force.
because we're talking about federal law, right? Because it was a
Yeah,
federal
the Capitol
building.
Police are bound by federal regulation. Yes.
Yeah, so look up.
Now, have you got the Capitol Police's? Have you got the Capitol Police's regulations on use of deadly force?
Right, justified deadly force. Look up that.
What does it say? What does it say?
Now look up the justified version of it. Like they're justifiable. It's under federal code. It's under like state law and everything.
The federal code is 1-16.200, use of deadly force and prohibited restraint techniques. That's the regulation. Right now, I'm speaking of regulation, not law. I can give you the law too. But I'm speaking of regulation now from the Department of Justice that governs all federal law enforcement agencies. It is issued by the Department of Justice.
If the cop goes on trial, he's going on trial for the law, not the regulation.
For God's sake. Oh, man. Do you guys know how to follow a thread? Do you guys ever follow a thread? Or you just run around like bunny rabbits? You guys are all over the... I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to get you guys to focus. You keep changing the subject.
All right,
once again,
I'm leading here. I'm walking y'all around the block. So
the only thing that matters
when is
in
deadly
this case,
force justified? Like basically, just ask when is deadly force justified, and under federal law, and you'll find that.
Let me see.
And it'll
this
say
federal law
save the life of this and that, this and other, or in defense of a forcible felony.
Here it is, right here.
No, that's not what it says.
What
yes,
does
it
it
is.
say?
It does not say you're allowed to use deadly force because someone committed a forcible felony. That is not
yes,
true.
It exactly says that.
It does not say that. It may be required to use deadly force in connection with a forcible felony. You don't seem to understand the difference.
Watch this. Jesse, you'll find it.
All right. Look, I tell you, I spent 23 years teaching something, certified by the state's attorney of the state of Illinois, and you're telling me I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we need to recall your students.
Whatever. You just use your superior knowledge on the subject. Why don't you?
federal.
Man, the state's attorney had to review every lesson plan I taught.
Oh my God.
And prove it.
Okay, here we go.
I think you need to go back to school.
Here we go. Here we go.
Watch this. Jesse's gonna show you.
I'm gonna show you, Sarge.
They're not law enforcement.
See how you're changing the subject? Like I said, you guys cannot focus.
Shabaka, no, we focus. Hold on, Shabaka. According to federal law.
All right, let's go back to the use of deadly force by Lieutenant Michael Byrd of the Capitol Police Department. That's the issue
You're only
right
allowed
now.
to use deadly force if you're in fear of your life, the fear of somebody else's life, or somebody that's committing a forcible felony. Breaking into your house, stop him out the house.
Exactly.
You're allowed to do that, and you probably should do that.
Right.
If somebody's breaking in your house.
Right. According to federal law, justified.
Your automobile is like your house too. If you're in your car and somebody's breaking in your car, pop them out that bitch.
Yeah.
That's the law. Forcible felony. That's called burglary.
That's burglary.
Ashley Babbitt was committing a burglary.
Yep. According to
I caught a son bitch breaking in my car on Christmas Eve in South Central Los Angeles.
Jesus, so.
Yep, and you could have sent them to Jesus.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Right on Christmas. Happy birthday, Jesus. Here's all new followers.
All right, y'all, let me read this real quick. According to federal law, justified deadly force means using force that is likely to cause harm or serious bodily harm, or is only permissible when a reasonable belief exists that such force is necessary to prevent imminent danger of death or serious bodily harm to oneself or another person, typically considered a last resort when all other means have failed. Key points about justified deadly force. Imminent threat. A danger must be imminent, immediate and present, not a potential future threat.
Right.
Reasonable belief. The person using force must generally believe that deadly force is necessary to prevent harm. Last resort. All other options to de-escalate or avoid the situation should be exhausted before.
So that's not a stand your ground law. That's the opposite of stand your ground.
Exactly. It sure in the hell is, brother. Most definitely. You right about that there, CRU. And that there proves that George Zimmerman's ass should go right straight to fucking jail.
Examples of situations where justified deadly force might be used. A police officer defending themselves or another person from an attacker wielding a deadly weapon. A homeowner using deadly force against an intruder who was actively attempting to harm someone inside the home.
Exactly. So you got a right to protect your ground, which is your home. A man's home is his castle. You see what I'm saying? And you're supposed to be secured in your home. Just like you are supposed to be secured in your papers, your property, and yourself. If I understand this hypocritical constitution, I only studied two court. Wait a minute. Poli sci, concepts of criminal law, civil rights and all. So I got 9 units in legal study. Yeah.
Hey, Jesse, check your X.
Okay. All right, so that's the important legal considerations. Graham v. Connor. This landmark Supreme Court case established the objective reasonableness standard for evaluating police use of force, considering the totality of the circumstances. And then that damn case that Sarge called himself citing earlier, which he had the year wrong. This case, Tennessee v. Gardner, this case ruled that deadly force cannot be used to apprehend a fleeing suspect unless they pose a significant threat to others. Okay. Right. Homicide.
Now let's unmute Sarge and hear what he has to say on that. Okay, so that there is clear on that one right there, Brother Che, and thank you. Okay, now Sarge.
All right, now that you've heard that from someone other than me, so you can't just say that it's not true. Now that you heard it from Che himself, you now understand there's a clear distinction between police officers and law enforcement officers using deadly force and that which a non-sworn citizen can use. They're not exactly the same.
U.S. jurisdictions
They are
do not follow
similar.
the common law rules that a person must retreat prior to the use of deadly force. So rather have you rejected that.
Sarge, relax.
The
Let the brother
U.S.
finish,
doesn't
then
even
we
follow
turn
that.
it over
Will
to
you let me
Sarge.
finish?
We're gonna let you finish. God damn it, let the man finish.
All right,
Sarge.
they
Then
are
you got the
similar,
floor.
but
Shit.
they are not the same.
Oh my God.
And you guys keep conflating a civilian's use of deadly force with the police officers.
Oh my God, Sarge, we literally
Okay, but Sarge.
definitions. What are you talking about?
It's still the
The
same law.
police are
It is not.
Sarge,
They're
the
just allowed
goddamn
to
police are
initiate the force.
policy enforcers, not
Now you're
law
changing the subject
enforcement.
again. That
No,
has
I'm
nothing
not.
to do,
What the
whether
fuck do
they
you
are
think it
policy
was,
enforcers or
police?
not, has
Policy
nothing to do
enforcers.
with the employment of deadly force.
Smoking dope, man. Shit.
It does.
You're
Exactly
smoking that
does.
damn dope, man. Go
Oh,
get
for
you some
Christ's
more
sake, this is
stash,
pointless.
man.
Okay, whatever.
Go see
Whatever you
Hunter
want it to
Biden,
be,
man.
just let it
Get that
be.
stash.
Okay,
Can I
whatever you
explain
want it
it?
to be, just let it be.
Can I explain it like this, right?
Yeah, go ahead, crew.
Generally, I'm not allowed to put hands on Jesse. Jesse's not allowed to put hands on me, right?
Yep.
But if I have a badge and the court says they need to see Jesse, then I'm allowed to put hands on Jesse. Now, if Jesse
Right.
defends himself and it gets to the point where I might need to shoot him, then that's how police operate. But it's still the same law that we have to deal with. If Jesse's not giving me no force to where I have to shoot him, if he's just punching me and shit and running away, I can't shoot him.
Yeah.
You get me?
There is a reason why in almost every state of the union, it is unlawful for you to resist an arrest, even an unlawful or improper arrest. There's a reason for it. And that reason is because we cannot finish a goddamn sentence. There's a reason for it, and the reason is that police officers are allowed to use force to effect an arrest, and in the course of effecting that arrest with resistance, there may be a perception that the officer needs to kill you to save his or someone else's life. That's why they tell you you can't resist an arrest.
Not in my state.
Sarge.
Not in Indiana.
Police Sarge.
That's in your home. That's been resisting an invasion into your home.
Okay, Sarge.
Indiana, you can resist an unlawful arrest.
When they break into your home.
And lack of intelligence, and you're proving it.
When they break into your home.
Police guard.
It's not a general declaration of being able to use deadly forces to cop out on the street.
But Sarge, riddle me this, Sarge. I'm very
Those guys
curious
think
about
I don't know
that.
anything.
Oh, God.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. It takes a lawyer 8 years to learn the law, right? It takes a police officer about 2 months of training to enforce the law.
No, and a career's worth of dealing with the law, too. Don't forget that.
6 months.
Career, these people is like
And
20
graduate from the academy.
I can guarantee you, I know just about as much as trial procedure now, not about every precedent, but trial procedure. I know just about as much about it as most lawyers do.
All right, then, Sarge.
But you're not a lawyer.
Okay, Sarge, do you have a law degree from the corrupt
No,
state
I
of
have a law
Illinois?
degree. That doesn't mean I can't know trial
My
procedure.
little brother does. My little brother does. And my
Well,
dad
good for
and
him.
my
I
mom
don't have
and my
one,
uncle
and I'm telling you right
and
now,
my
I have
auntie.
debated lawyers right here on Blog Talk and
What do you
prevailed.
think I do with Thanksgiving?
I have debated lawyers right here on Blog Talk and prevailed, and you know it, Shabaka.
Oh, my God. Lord have mercy.
Yeah, Sarge. Yeah, you got King here on Blog Talk. You all over the place.
Everybody who
That's
knows
why
and hears
when
me
you on the
knows
show-
that I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
No
At
one
least when it
said
comes to
that
matters
you
of fact.
don't, Sarge.
No.
But to quote Sidney
No, they don't
Poitier,
agree
you're
with me.
not
No,
fucking
there's a
listening,
difference
Sarge.
between not agreeing with me and me citing the law and Supreme Court precedent.
Sorry.
That's a different matter. Nobody accuses me of being incorrect on the ladder.
Now,
and you got white time in jail, and the worst time to do is color.
Yeah, you changing the subject. You change. You keep changing the subject.
Changing the subject.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
are.
changing the subject, Sarge. I'm not. I'm just showing that these damn kangaroo courts, as you call them, which you're right about, they hop the shit, and then when it comes to black people for their rights, civil rights, criminal rights, or any other type of right, they hop over them, such as in the case with Daniel Penny when he murdered that man, murdered in the first degree with clear intent, who was a trained combat veteran, and he knew what the fuck he was doing when he murdered that man.
You tell him, Shabaka.
So Albert Bragg's decision not to initially charge him was something that he just couldn't see. Remember, he's got a law degree. And all of a sudden, the law degree doesn't matter.
Albert Bragg. How come they talk?
So now you want to fuck him now. Just a minute ago, you were telling me, wait a minute, you just asked me a minute ago, Sarge, do you have a law degree? Just a minute ago, you were doing that. Albert Bragg's got a law degree. Why didn't he charge Daniel Penny right away?
You know why they made law degrees? To keep niggas out of there, because niggas was fucking up the courts. Because niggas was fucking up the white folks.
I see.
We didn't need a law degree back
So the only reason any institution is ever instituted in this country to include the judicial is to keep niggas out.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yes, Sarge.
Whatever.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
You just gave me a whatever moment.
Ding, ding, Sarge.
Okay, so here's Terrell.
That sounds more like a narrative than a fact to me.
Oh my God! You know what is the fact though, Sarge?
Larry, both of them brainwashed ass house niggas both got law degrees. And who do they serve to the most massive? You bow.
Yeah, Kamala Harris had a law degree too, and she's a fucking moron.
Everybody in my family got a law degree.
Kamala Harris has a law degree.
Hey, how many degrees? Hey, how many degrees are on a rectal thermometer, and where do you stick that motherfucker?
How many degrees is in an onion when you cut it?
Oh.
So like I said, man, I ain't always impressed by people with degrees. It's what they do with those degrees that impress me.
By the Supreme Court ruling?
We're gonna leave that.
And
I got no statement. I have to agree with you. You know, which is kind
of. All right, so let me go back. Let's go back to Ashley Babbitt and Michael Bird again.
Before
okay, move on then. We're gonna move on.
I got something I want to read.
You're the boss, Jay. You want to move on from Ashley Bird and Ashley Babbitt and Michael Bird?
No, we're not moving on.
Did you read the part about forcible felony?
Ooh.
Felony law was negated. When I first became a police officer in Illinois, they taught us the forcible felonies: treason, murder, slaughter, rape, aggravated battery, and aggravated assault, kidnapping, and arson. Those were the forcible felonies, and they told us then when I first went to the academy, you could use deadly force against people who committed one of those felonies or more. But that was negated. That was negated by Tennessee versus Garner.
Sarge.
This is what I mean. You guys just oblivious to all facts.
No. You're oblivious to the facts, Sarge. Graham v. Carter.
When I first went in the academy, they taught us the forcible felonies and use of deadly force.
Are you familiar with Graham v. Connor, Sarge?
And again, you can no longer do that at the Tennessee versus Garner. That ruling, those teachings I learned in the academy were no longer valid.
Did you learn that when they said you couldn't have handguns in Chicago? Or did McDonald have to teach you that?
Oh.
Why do you keep changing the subject? We're talking about forcible felonies and the use of deadly force by all police officers in Illinois. All police officers in Illinois.
And you were talking about a bunch of idiots in the Illinois government.
Ooh.
That's what you're talking about. A bunch of idiots in the Illinois government.
Police officers in Illinois, prior to the Supreme Court Tennessee versus Garner decision, were taught the use of forcible felonies and deadly force.
So you're saying that
that was negated by Tennessee versus Garner.
So how come we can't have AR-15s in Illinois?
You keep changing the subject. It's got nothing to do with police use of force.
No, we're going by your teachers.
That has nothing to do with police use of deadly force.
Oh my God!
That's a gun control
If I use my
issue.
AR-15 in deadly force,
How did?
I might beat the case, but I'm gonna still get.
All right, let me tell you something.
So how?
If Sarge had his way,
Wait, let me.
every law-abiding citizen could own a selective fire M4 or M16 rifle. That's what Sarge had his way, but I'm not like those
that's what I want
who run the state of Illinois.
Hold on, Sarge.
Sister has questions still with us, Brother
Yes,
K.
sir. I'm still here.
Okay,
I got about
thank
15
you.
more minutes left, and then I have to get ready for prayer service.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, we're going to be done in 10 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
as you
Shabaka.
continue going back and forth with
Shabaka. Sarge
yes,
keeps
sir.
saying that Tennessee v. Gardner trumped Graham v. Connor, which is not true because Tennessee v. Garner was in 85 and Graham v.
Right.
Connor was in 89, Sarge. And the 89 Supreme Court case that established the objective reasonableness standard for evaluating claims of excessive force by law enforcement. The case is considered a leading authority on the use of force by police. The Fourth Amendment objective reasonableness standard should be used to evaluate claims of excessive force by law enforcement. This standard applies to all types of seizures, including arrests, investigative stops, and traffic stops. The standard requires a careful balance of individuals' rights against the government's interest. This was after the case that Sarge keeps citing, that Tennessee v. Gardner. Graham v. Connor was after that. So Sarge keeps saying that Tennessee v. Garner trumps Graham v. Connor, but that doesn't make any sense because Tennessee v. Gardner came out in 85 and Graham v. Connor was in 89.
Okay. All righty. Okay. Let's unmute Sarge. Okay, Sarge.
I want to know what it was I said, other than being off by a year as a date of the decision, about Tennessee versus Garner negating the forcible felony rule that I was taught at the police academy in 1979. What
you
said it was
talking about
incorrect.
79 in Illinois? You was taught all unconstitutional shit.
Yeah.
You was taught.
No.
Sir.
Yes.
You cannot have a state law that is unconstitutional before the Supreme Court says that it's unconstitutional. It cannot be unconstitutional until such a decision is rendered.
And that
but the problem is, man, is that the federal appellate courts, man, choose the fucking cases that they look at.
When we start changing the subject, the state constitution said that the forcible felony rule was constitutional.
All them bastards belong in fucking jail.
See, you keep changing the subject, man. You want things to be the way you wish they were.
Oh my God, Sarge.
Only thing I'm doing is just showing just how hypocritical this bullshit
is. All right, good. That has nothing to do with the state of the law, though.
Newton, Sarge. Any statute that is so ambiguous that cannot be understood by the common man is not a goddamn statute, and all that shit you said is ambiguous.
The forcible felony rule is not a law like that. It was clear as a bell. They gave the specific offenses for which you could use deadly force in the forcible felony rule. The state constitution said the forcible felony rule was constitutional. It wasn't until the Supreme Court said it wasn't that it became unconstitutional. I don't know where you guys got your constitutional understanding from.
I don't know where you got yours
from the United States Constitution.
Wrong.
Okay, then Sarge, all that you said, Sarge, is that you just shot down the Mulford Act, man, in the state of California that was signed into law by that old senile motherfucker by the name of Ronald Reagan.
Civilian use of firearms has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
On Monday.
civilians' display and possession of firearms has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
52-8.
Well, you guys just jump on like bunny rabbits with ADHD.
Oh, you're talking with the you're all over.
Illinois, ILCS 5/2-8.
Okay.
What are you asserting that it says?
Yeah, that's a forcible felony. That's what defines a forcible felony. And then they define forcible felonies, but there is no longer a legal justification for a forcible felony being the sole reason to use deadly force against anyone in the state of Illinois. You can't do that anymore. Illinois, all right. So watch this. I'm on Sharon is law, right? In Illinois, self-defense is justified when a person reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to themselves or another, or to prevent the commission of a forcible felony. This framework sets the guidelines under which individuals can assert they acted in self-defense.
That doesn't hold true for a cop.
Yeah,
not a cop.
Illinois, it's the same law for everybody.
It is not. When you read, I read it. Look, the Illinois Combined Statute, the separate force chapter for law enforcement officers. You're wrong.
Oh, you're wrong.
The only thing
you're wrong, sir. Read the statute on use of force by peace officers.
It's the same law.
It is not the same law.
Yes, it is, Sarge.
Okay.
It's only the same law when someone does it in the capacity as a citizen.
Sorry.
When you're acting in your official capacity as a law enforcement officer, you are bound by slightly different laws.
Sorry.
They can initiate the force. They can initiate the force. Okay. They're policy enforcers, Sarge. They're not lawmakers. They are policy enforcers.
You keep changing the subject.
Sarge.
No, well, Sarge, here's what we're going to do. Hold on to that thought, Sarge. Okay, keep posted because we might produce some extra episodes because we got to start the closing statement because our sister right here only has 15 more minutes. Okay, Sister Hatshepsut, ma'am, please start your closing statement.
Yes, I was going to say that we can't make any excuses for police brutality, especially when it's amongst our own kind. Black men and Black women do not deserve to have police brutality against them, especially when they're in the wrong. I know that I've stated this before, but it's also a point. I believe it's number 7. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Shabaka in the Black Panthers forum, and it's also in the Nation of Islam with the Muslim Wants forum.
Because we're
right.
Police brutality and mob attack against the so-called Negroes throughout the United States.
Overtime, you can't.
We, as the federal government, can
overtime for that.
see that Black men and women tried in white courts receive justice in accordance with the laws of the land, or allow us to build a new nation for ourselves, dedicated to justice, freedom, and liberty. So that means that we'll go beyond to make sure we receive justice in this field because it's gotten ridiculous. Okay, then I wanted to go into what Mr. Yana Blacc Muhammad has stated, because I'm Muslim, about the fires. He said there was going to be a time where Allah God was going to burn up America, period, because of the white Americans who enslaved us. You can't deny this. Who enslaved us for over 450 years sojourn, enslaved us. Listen to this. And because of that, they're going to burn America. Allah's going to burn America for 400 years sojourn, and they're going to burn in hell for what they did to us, because God is a Black man, he's not white. Okay, and if you look at the news, all they're talking about is fires. It was bound to happen. The Messenger talked about this in 1973. He talks about this in his book, The Fall of America, who has a burning fire book. And he talks about the decline of the dollar. He said the stronghold of the American government is falling to pieces. She has lost her prestige among the nations of the earth. One of the greatest powers of America was her dollar. The loss of such power will bring any nation to weakness, but this is a media of exchange between nations. The English pound and the American dollar have been the power and beckoning lights of these two great powers. But when the world went off the gold and silver standard, the financial doom of England and America was sealed. So America, they've been forced to be doomed. You know, and it starts off with their dollar because they're so money happy and rich, and they think that's what makes them. That's not what makes a person what's in their pocket. What makes a person what's in their heart and their spirit, and how they treat another person.
That's right.
And secondly, I want to state that we can't make God, we can't make money our God. You see what I'm saying? We can't make a God besides God.
Right.
And so also another point in what the Muslims want is we want equality of opportunity. We want equal membership in society with the best in civilized society. And if God doesn't, and if they don't give that to us as Black men and Black women, then God is going to chastise America and it's going down. Because he's pretty much sick and tired of it. Okay, and thirdly, I just wanted to say, I don't want to be long-winded, but I just wanted to say, don't be too upset about what's going on, because Allah, God, is here to make all things new. In the Bible, Revelation 21:5, it reads, "Behold, I, Allah, make all things new, and he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful." So that means he's bringing in a new kingdom, and he's going to purify the earth of these devils that keep killing our people every day for no dang old reason, and gelling them in this fake system that they call freedom, justice, and equality that's not just. They keep throwing them in jail, keep throwing them in the prison for stuff they didn't do. I've been in jail for stuff that I didn't do, and it's just unjust. You know, and it's not right. And you cannot sit up there, I don't care when nobody says, you cannot sit up there and quote, oh, well, you know, there's an excuse, there's no excuse for it. You can't, that's why we're going back and forth, because you cannot justify police brutality. I don't care what happened between a Black man and a Black woman because of the color of their skin. Okay, there's just no righteousness in that. And then I want to go to the Holy Quran real quick, and then I'll close out. It reads, Section 2, nature upholds unity. He it is who sends down water from the clouds for you. It gives drink, and by it grow the trees on which you see. So don't you think if God sends down rain, he would have sent down rain to help put out the fires if he wanted to?
Yeah.
There's a reason why LA is getting burnt up. The city of devils. It ain't not Los Angeles. That city of angels. It ain't the city of angels. The city of Diablo.
No, it's the city of lost
angels.
Yeah. They're the city of Diablo, the devil. They're devils.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're getting exactly what it's already. He started in the right place. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, it's going to spread. It's already spread down to Hollywood Hills. It's already spread down further, and it has not stopped. So you gonna see, and then too, look at these prices in the store at this show. They're already starting to empty out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yep, they're starting to empty.
Be careful, start stocking up now, if you don't want to die of starvation. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Sister Hill.
Oh, thank you, Sister Headset Suit. Yeah, thank you so
sir.
very, very much, man. Okay. All right, Sarge. Okay, your closing comments, Sarge, and we know you're tough, Sarge. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what's your closing comments, Sarge?
All right. Just for matters of reference, this gentleman lives in Illinois. I'd like to look up 720 Illinois Compiled Statutes, Chapter 5, Section 7 to 5. It details the peace officers' use of force in making arrests. It is a rather lengthy statute, and it details the distinction between a private citizen's use of force, which is relatively short, and all of the restrictions on cops. And you will see them listed there to include the next section, Chapter 7-5.5 is prohibited use of force by a peace officer. There are distinctions, and I would advise the gentleman, since he lives in that benighted state that I escaped from, that he familiarize himself with them, because what he thinks is not so. Read it.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Since I left, that I was not aware of after I left the department.
He wasn't.
Okay, now Sarge. let me ask you this question. How many governors in a great state of Illinois were convicted and in prison due to corruption?
And it's been a whole 6.
6 governors.
And that's who's talking.
Fucking
That's
governors.
They got left in Illinois, man. What the hell you think I got the hell out of that place?
So the whole fucking state is out of order, Sarge.
I ain't gonna argue with you. You got Let's Go Brandon Johnson as the mayor, and that fat bastard Pritzker as the governor.
Okay, so both of them belong walking the goddamn concrete. You won't get no argument from me on that.
Hey, man,
And
if y'all can get his ass locked up, be my guest. I'm down with you. I'll be down with you if you can get his ass locked up.
They need to lock up the mayor of Oakland. The city of Oakland is so corrupt, man, is that the damn city is not even functioning properly anymore. And people are leaving the damn place.
Yeah, well, when you get that fat bastard Pritzker, go up there, that fool, that stooge, Let's Go Brandon, the mayor of Chicago. Let's go Brandon Johnson. Go get him too.
In the elected Henry.
Yeah, Tom Homan's going to arrest.
And people wonder why I quit voting. Well, Sarge, like the corrupt state of Illinois that I'm familiar with, okay, my voters for sale, you have to bribe me. Yeah, I said it, and I stand on that square because I'll be goddamned, man, at my old ass stage, stand in line, these kangaroo rigged ass elections. Everybody should have took their damn ballot and wiped their ass for it to signify their vote for the Trump.
Now we got to where he really is.
He stole that goddamn election.
Steal it.
Who stole what election?
How did he steal it? Oh my God.
Who stole the election? You better not know it.
Who stole what election?
Okay, Sarge, your boy, Donald Trump.
Don't you think the Democrats would be raising hell about that if they had any evidence whatsoever that was so?
Biden so did steal his way in the office. Yeah, I agree with you. So Biden did steal the damn election.
Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that they got this? The Democrats got evidence the election was stolen and they're sitting on it, and they're gonna let him take the office and not raise it? You really believe?
When they put this bastard back there on Monday, it's not a damn presidency, it's a fucking machine. Look who the fuck he got working with.
How quickly you change the subject from stealing the election to that you don't like the fact that he's taking the office.
Plug on us to 7.
I know how quickly you change the subject from stealing the election to now all of a sudden you don't like the fact that he's taking the office. Don't think I didn't notice.
Sarge, the motherfucker is a goddamn 34-count convicted felon.
Yep.
This off the moral aspect.
Your opinion is duly noted.
Those are fake news. I don't do it goddamn no more, man, because see, I'm old. I'm on my way out. I hope I have a peaceful transition, Sarge. Some baby band. Some Donald Trump. That's my closing statement.
All right, there you have it. Crew, what's your closing statement, brother?
This is what we're dealing with. That's my closing statement. This is what we're dealing with.
Okay.
And I'm done.
All right, thank you for calling in. Feel free to call in anytime, and we'll definitely see you on the StreamYard tomorrow for Frontline Black News. All right, I'm going to end this episode. Gone.
Okay, thank you for calling in, CRU. Okay, and we'll be hooking up with you, brother. Thank you for calling in. Okay, Shay, back to our Denver studio. I made my closing statement. I'm going to mute myself out.
Okay.
Okay, you can go ahead with your closing statement.
Yes, so thank y'all for tuning in to Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. He already gave his closing statement. Email. Oh, Sarge, did you email in? Sarge, were you able to put the email in?
Hello?
Yeah, Sarge, were you able to put the
Yeah, I sent the email. I sent the email. It was in the chat room.
Lord, okay. Let's see if
It's still there. I'm looking at it.
Okay. Do you see it, Brother Check?
I don't see it in the chat room. I see your messages, Shabaka, but I don't see.
I sent it to Shabaka's Blacc Experience.
Enhanced.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm just on the screen.
Okay, I damn sure don't see it, Sarge. Could you try it again, please?
Let me send another one. Let me do it again. Hold on.
Hold on.
I'm in the chat room right now.
Okay, I just sent it again. I see it again. Got two of them up there now.
Okay. Hold on, Sarge. I see it. Hold on, Sarge. Okay, hold on. Just bear with me. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Okay, hold on, Sarge. I see it. Okay.
You see it, Shabaka?
I'm not going to say it on the air, Sarge.
Okay, that's all we want.
Okay.
All right, let me close it out, Shabaka.
Okay.
He said he sees it, so we're good. All right, thank y'all for tuning in to Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase for January 17, 2025. We had a very in-depth open mic discussion about the upcoming regime, the new regime, coming into power on Monday, which is also MLK Day. And we had an in-depth discussion about use of force and several statutes and court rulings. So we appreciate everybody that called in. Appreciate you, crew, for calling in. We appreciate Sister Hesepsu for calling in. And we appreciate you, the one and only Sarge, for calling in. This is going to conclude Season 9, Episode 58 of Shabaka's Blacc Experience Enhanced. For all intents and purposes, this is our last episode on Blog Talk Radio, because Blog Talk Radio is shutting down next week. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to all of our other platforms, Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook, and the Revolutionary Agenda on YouTube and Facebook. And you can still find Shabaka's Blacc Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter, now X.com. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separation.
Yes, sir.
And Black empowerment. Chan Krumah signing out from the cold, about to be snowy and below zero, mile-high income city.
And put the ponies in the barn.
Yeah, right where y'all are at the bottom of the hull of the ship with the gators. All right, we'll see y'all on Frontline Black News tomorrow for Season 4. Episode 43, Part 1. What we gonna go out with, Shabaka?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, and what we're gonna do, this song here that we're going out with is dedicated to the memory of Dr. Huey Percy Newton for ensuring our safeties against police brutality by the one and only Junior Walker.
All right, y'all. Black News. So make sure to subscribe to Frontline Black News on YouTube and Facebook. The Revolution. Facebook. The group. We got all the regular schedule time. 10 p.m., 10:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.